Matter of Otis versus Manzoni. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Miss Otis, you and Mr. Manzoni have a child together. We're in a relationship, I assume, not married to each other. Lived together for a period of time. According to your complaint, during the time that you lived together, you racked up a substantial credit card debt. And at the time that you separated, it was agreed, according to you, that you would take this substantial credit card debt and slice it in half, each of you assuming half of the debt. Card was in your name?
Correct.
That was probably your second mistake, so that all the debt would have been yours unless Mr. Manzoni agreed to pay half of it, which he did. He did pay for a while. He paid a substantial portion of it and then stopped.
That's right.
Mr. Manzoni says, I paid enough. That's pretty much your defense, right?
That's correct.
When did you separate?
Christmas of 2004. 2003, sorry.
1203. Do you have in that pile of material there the credit card bill as of December of 2003?
Yes.
I'd like to see it.
It's 6 credit cards.
And they're all in your name?
All in my name.
Didn't he have any credit cards?
No, none.
Why
Peter
didn't you have any credit cards, sir?
I never had established credit.
So what happened, Mr. Manzoni? You paid, according to you, almost $4,000.
That's correct, Your Honor. I never agreed to split the credit card debt in half with Christine Otis. She and I had an agreement that I would pay back the debt that was solely spent for my purchases, things that I needed to get done or things that I come across where I needed some money.
How long were you living together?
We were living together roughly, give or take, 14 months.
Is what you're telling me that you used these credit cards for that 14 months that you were together for separate purposes?
We used some of the credit cards for joint things, dinners, foods, things of that nature. And then there was times where Christine used the money solely for herself. And then there was times, very few times, where I used the credit cards for myself. A couple things I needed to get taken care of, and I didn't have credit.
Like what?
I needed to get a tooth fixed. I needed to pay a parking ticket.
So how much were your bills in total, sir?
My total bills for the expenses that I accumulated were well under $2,500.
Well under?
Well under.
Your Honor, may I speak for a moment?
In a minute. Would you explain to me, Mr. Manzoni, if your bills were well under $2,500, and you just told me that that's what you agreed to pay, things that were specifically for you, and that's what you agreed to give her. Is that what you're telling me?
That's correct.
Then can you tell me why, in this sworn deposition, you paid her $3,575, substantially more than the $2,500 that you allege that you owed? That's a question, so it requires an answer.
The reason why I did that, Your Honor, was because I did know Christine was struggling at the time of our separation. She did need money for the credit cards, and she did not have a stable income at the time. And I felt that it was fair that it would be okay for me to spend $275 a month. I didn't have an exact number in my head, but I had a year time that I was going to pay her money. It just equated to that amount.
Does that sound like a lot of double talk to you?
Just a little.
After you left, Mr. Manzoni, how much support were you sending her? Does she have custody of the child?
No, we have no custody matters, Your Honor. We just split the baby.
Who does the child live with?
It's 50-50.
He stays with me 5 nights a week.
How much child support do you pay, sir?
That's a little misleading, ma'am.
I'm just asking you a question.
I pay no child support. I have my son 50% of the time. I have him from 5 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon.
How many days a week?
Monday through Friday. And I have him also Monday night and Tuesday night all day, all night.
Okay, so you watch him while she works?
That's correct, ma'am.
How do you pick him up?
I drop him off and pick him up.
She works in the we live very close in the downtown area.
And what kind of work do you do?
I work nights at a restaurant. I'm a waiter.
So you've worked it out reasonably?
Correct.
What kind of work do you do?
I am a coffee barista.
A what?
A coffee barista. I own a little coffee stand downtown San Diego.
I never heard of it. A coffee barista?
That's right.
What does that mean?
It means I make coffee.
I make coffee too, but I didn't know it was a profession. Coffee barista. Who are you, sir?
Your Honor, I'm an attorney, and at the time that they split, a mutual friend asked if I would talk to the two of them.
What's your name?
Dean Janis.
Did you talk to Mr. Janis?
I believe yes.
You did?
Yes.
At the time of your separation?
Yes.
Did you both speak to Mr.
Yes.
Janis? So at the time you were trying to mediate a resolution?
Correct, Your Honor. I was asked to give them my impression of what I thought their legal responsibilities would be.
So that each of them knew that you were not representing either one, you were there merely to give advice.
Correct.
I did not know that, Your Honor. I thought she had sought legal help.
Okay, so you thought that this was her attorney?
Correct.
Oh, perfect. So you're not violating any privilege that he might later claim, right?
That's correct.
Was the wrong answer, Mr. Manzoni. See, if you had said to me, I thought he was representing me, and you could say, listen, I don't want him to breach any confidence. That's privileged information.
All right, change my
What?
answer.
Well, you can't. Too late.
All right.
Too late. Gotta be quick.
All right, next
Gotta
time.
be quick. Next time. You see? And you don't mind him, I assume, relating the conversation that you have because he thought he was your lawyer.
That's right.
There we go. See how perfect it is, Mr. Janis?
Wonderful.
People are constantly stepping on their own ties.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You didn't say as soon as you got the dental bill, here's the $750 for the dentist.
No, ma'am, I absolutely did say that.
Oh, I don't believe that for a second, Mr. Manzoni.
At the time, I was paying
Not
all the
for a
bills.
second.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Christine Otis says her ex-boyfriend, Peter Manzoni, owes for half of her credit card bills. Peter says he's paid what he owes.
Now, tell me about the conversation that you had.
Well, Your Honor, they had several different issues at stake, but the relevant point, I believe, Your Honor, is that during our conversation, he admitted to me that all of the debt on the credit cards was incurred for their joint living expenses, and he indicated to me on the phone with Christine that he was going to pay her for half of that plus any interest that accrued.
Your Honor, that conversation never took place, and that doesn't make any kind of sense, what he just said.
It makes perfect sense to me, Mr. Manzoni.
Well, to me, that's the first time I've ever even heard agreeing upon splitting the debt 50-50.
Just a second. It makes perfect sense to me, Mr. Manzoni. That's what she says. You had accrued during the course of the 14 months you were living together when you had no credit card debt in excess of $15,000. Now you're separating and you're trying to work out an amicable resolution because you have a child together and two civilized people decide to speak to an attorney just to talk, if you can't talk between yourselves, to talk to a third party about certain issues so that you can resolve this. And certain of your issues you did resolve very well. You managed a co-parenting situation which allows each of you to work, to support yourself, and to pay half the support for your child. The only outstanding issue was this $15,000 debt that could encumber one person for a very long time or two people for half the time. So what Mr. Janis says makes perfect sense to me.
Your Honor, like I said earlier, the debt is not solely $15,000 between us.
Just a second. You said you paid a dental bill.
And I paid Christine Otis back for that money.
That's with part of the money that you say you paid out of this $3,725, right?
That's correct.
You didn't say as soon as you got the dental bill, here, in addition to anything that I might owe you on the card for our joint dinners and going out and trips that we might take and anything else, here's the $750 for the dentist. That's
Absolutely.
totally separate.
No, ma'am, I absolutely did say that.
Oh, I don't believe that for a second, Mr. Manzoni.
At the time, I was paying
Not
all the
for
bills.
a second.
Your Honor, I was paying all the bills, making all the credit card payments, making the truck payments, and paying the rent. I was paying everything. Christine was just spending money like a loose cannon, not me. Everything's in her name. I never forced her once to buy anything.
That's what happens, my dear, when you live together and play house. In any event, I find that you did, in fact, at the time that you separated, agree to pay half the amount of money that was accrued on the credit card. You did pay $3,575. I assume you have proof that you paid that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me see it.
Well, it's just a piece of paper that Christine and I have had a joint statement account. Her
Well,
paper,
let me see it.
Her paper actually has a lot less writing on it. It might be a little better for understanding. But it is the same paper.
Why are you showing me this paper, sir?
Because that's the paper that we had established, that I had made payments for the last 13 months.
So, Mr. Manzoni, what I don't understand is you start off with a balance on both of your pieces of paper of about $7,500.
I don't understand.
What do you mean you don't understand? What word didn't you understand? You started out with a balance. So she's claiming that you each started out with $7,500 that you were supposed to pay off. That's the evidence that you just gave me, that you were supposed to start out paying $7,500, and you
She
say...
just made that calculation on a computer. She just put those numbers on that piece of paper. She could have put any number on there.
This is your evidence. You just handed it to me.
That's her evidence to say, that's the evidence
Just
she gave
a
me that I
second.
paid, Your Honor.
Mr. Manson, you're making a big mistake. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,925. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy did what she thought was fair. She thinks that I still owe Christine Otis another $3,900 or so.
I think it was fair, and you know, I came here to get my money back, and I guess that's what I did.
We had never made an arrangement of paying half the debt. That's what I couldn't get across to Judge Judy.
He just decided he didn't want to pay anymore, and that was it.
We did pay a lot of bills together.
Maybe he's not happy that I'm doing so well for myself.
And then also just foods, and we also had some medical expenses, things of that nature.
I would think that he'd be happy, and I'm not sure. I guess he's not.
If I had to pay, I had to pay, that's all.
But we don't really have a choice. We have a 2-year-old together, and I just, yeah, we have to see each other every day, so there'll never be an end.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Boulier versus Jacobelli, step forward, please.
Film grip David Boulier is suing his former friend, high-tech salesperson Kathy Jacobelli, for the return of his Australian border collie, Carson. Kathy claims she paid him $1,200 for the dog.
Mr. Boulier, what do you do for a living, sir?
I work in the film business. I do set, grip, and lighting.
For how long have you been working in the film business?
Like 12 years.
You work as a freelancer.
Yeah. Yes.
And you?
I work in high-tech sales, primarily venture-backed startup companies in Silicon Valley.
Mr. Boulier, according to your complaint, you and the defendant knew each other. You were friends?
Yeah.
Try yes.
Yes.
And it is your claim that she has your dog.
Yes.
You want the dog back?
Yes.
Ms. Jacobelli says that she purchased the dog from you.
Absolutely.
It's her dog. She doesn't know why in the world you're suing her. Is that a picture of the dog that I see?
Yes.
May I see the picture?
It's gorgeous.
Oh, beautiful dog. What kind of a dog is this?
It's an Australian Shepherd Border Collie mix.
It's a mixed breed dog.
Yeah. Yes.
Where did you get the dog from, sir?
We got him from a farm in Sonoma.
From whom?
Just from a family that had puppies.
When you say we, who is we?
Me and my ex-girlfriend.
When?
About 5 years ago.
Under what circumstances did you get the dog?
We were looking for a dog just like that, and we just happened to come across a sign when we were going down this country road.
What did the sign say?
It said puppies for sale. So
Yeah.
we pulled in there, and out came like 6 of them. And Carson came right up to us, and we said, oh, we'll take them.
How much did you pay for him?
$100.
And Carson is about 5 years old?
Yeah. Yes.
How did Miss Jacobelli come into possession of Carson?
Well, I met Kathy about 1.5 years ago at a bar, and we just became really good friends. And she just fell in love with my dog. And she would have him for, you know, periods of time. And Carson would always go with me. He'd always be with me everywhere I go. I told her, I said, hey, you know, you got my dog so much, you should get me another dog. So she agreed to buy me another dog. And she asked me what kind I wanted, and I told her, and she asked me how much, and I told her.
Just a second. When you said, would you buy me another dog, what kind of a dog did you tell Kathy that you wanted?
It's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel.
They're very nice little dogs. They look like they're a little smaller than Carson.
Yeah. Yes. I'll get it right, sorry. I apologize.
So you told her you wanted a Cavalier King Charles.
Yeah. Yes.
And she said, well, I'm crazy about your dog. You had your own dog at the time,
Yes, I have another dog.
but you're crazy about Carson.
Absolutely.
So she wrote you a check so
Yes.
you could buy this other dog.
Yes.
How much did she write you a check for?
$1,200.
Did you cash the check?
Yes.
Did you buy the Cavalier King Charles?
Yes, I did.
You did? Do you have a picture?
Yes.
Sure, I'd like to see it.
I have pictures of both dogs here.
I don't care about Carson. I have a wonderful picture of Carson. I want to see a picture of your new
But
dog.
I have a puppy picture of him.
I want to see a picture of the new dog.
Okay.
And when did you buy this Cavalier King Charles?
About 10 months ago.
You still have him?
Yes.
You like him?
Oh, yeah.
So why are you here, sir?
Because this lady stole my dog. She won't give him back. She's claiming she bought the dog from me. On the
What did
check,
she give? Just a second. What did she give you the $1,200 for?
to buy this new dog.
Is there something wrong with your mind? I mean, are you challenged? Are you mentally challenged?
No, I'm not.
I mean, are you mentally challenged?
No, I'm not.
I want to fully understand, sir, what you want me to believe. You want me to believe that she spent a lot of time with your dog, and over a year ago, you let Carson stay with her because she said to you, listen, I love Carson, and I want to keep him with me all the time. And you said to her, well, I want a new dog. And she said, okay, here's $1,200, go out and buy yourself a new dog, with the understanding that you would buy yourself a new dog and also get Carson back. Is that what you want me to believe?
Can I explain it to you?
Just a second. Is that what you want me to believe?
That's kind of how it is.
Well, she gave you the $1,200 for a new dog, and
Yes.
you want your old dog back.
She gave me $1,200 for this new dog because she had my dog, and we agreed that she would have Carson half the time. And that was working out, but now she's won't come to stick with her agreement. Over Christmas, I went to get the
Tell him
dog.
where to... He should stick this picture back in his folder, please. Tell him to.
What she said.
I don't understand why you're siding with a lady who took my dog, who I love very much, and won't even let me see him.
Listen, sir. You sold her the dog.
I never sold her the dog.
Where has the dog lived for the last year?
My house and her house. She even went behind my back and got him vaccinated and got a dog license without my consent. Yeah, she did. People can do that.
Get over it.
I'm not over it. It's my dog. I want my dog. She
You're
never
not
bought
getting
the dog.
your dog,
She
and you're
never
not
bought
getting
the dog off me.
$3,000, which you're suing for. You got $1,200, which is a very, very good profit on the $100 dog that you purchased 5 years ago. The dog is in a very good place, in a very good home. You have your own dog. I hope you love your dog. This dog belongs to her. You see, you didn't have to say a word.
The dog doesn't
right?
belong to her.
Goodbye.
She never bought the
That's
dog
it.
off me.
Whatever. Huge. You may step out. Now, this is case number 520 on the calendar in the matter of Williams versus Williams. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat.
What's your first name?
Sir.
Is that what people call you, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Interesting first name.
Thank you.
Miss Williams, this is your cousin. According to your complaint, you leased an apartment with him, with one other person?
With him, yes, ma'am.
Just with him?
Yes, ma'am.
And your agreement was as follows, that you were going to pay the rent and he was going to pay the utilities.
Yes, ma'am.
The utilities were in your name. He didn't pay the utilities. According to you, he owes you several $100s for the utility bills before he moved out. And in addition, because he didn't pay the utilities, he ruined your credit, so you want him to pay additional damages to you. Sir says that there was never any agreement for him to pay the utilities, and in addition, this has nothing to do with anything other than a family dispute that you have, which caused you at some later time to come to his home, where he had moved with his grandmother, and you came in, you poured bleach, and you ruined his clothing and his shirts and his shoes, and you have some property that belongs to him. When did you sign this lease with your cousin?
Ma'am, I have the lease agreement right here. He signed it on the 25th. Actually, he signed it on 6/20/04.
Where had you lived before?
With my grandmother.
Were you working at the time you moved in with your cousin?
Yes, ma'am.
Who were you working for?
EBS Janitorial Services.
How much money were you making?
$9 an hour.
Working 40 hours a week?
Yes, ma'am.
Your cousin says that you had an agreement that you were supposed to take care of the utilities.
No, ma'am.
Why in the world would she sign a lease with you? You did sign a lease, didn't you?
Yes.
And you not have any responsibility to pay any of the bills at all?
No, I moved in with her. She said she was going to help me get on my feet. She was about to get a house built, and I was going to move out and get my own apartment.
But you signed the lease?
Yes. That's for my apartment credit, so I could get my own apartment. I wouldn't have that much hassle.
And when did you move out?
I got put out.
When?
The end of August, beginning of September.
When did you put him out?
Ma'am, actually, I didn't put him out, but it was in October. My cousin, we had a birthday party for him on October 2nd. He stopped by with his nephew, picked up some things, and that's the last time I saw him. I haven't even spoken to him since all this happened, to be honest with you.
Ma'am, actually, she did put me out. She told me, give him my house key, get out, and if you don't have all your stuff out here by Sunday, it's going to be scattered out across the apartments.
You lived there for 3 months.
Correct.
What did you do with all your money?
Nothing. I bought my clothes. I bought stuff that I needed.
And you didn't give your cousin any money?
No, I wasn't supposed to.
I didn't ask you whether you say you weren't supposed to. That's what grown-ups do when they have a job. Sir.
Okay.
They take care of their own responsibility. You know, when you were living with your grandmother, were you giving her any money?
No.
You giving her any money now?
No.
Are you still working?
No, ma'am.
Well, did you lose your job?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
According to my job, I had a lot of calls coming in from her and her friend that they said that they were being rude with them. They used to call my job for unnecessary stuff like, I'm his girlfriend, there's an emergency, and all this other type of thing of that sort. That's what my job was told to me.
You got to start taking care of your own responsibilities. You have a girlfriend?
Yes, I do.
You don't have any children?
No, ma'am.
Take your girlfriend out?
Nope.
He was supposed to take care of the utilities?
Yes, ma'am, he was.
Tell me what you told him when he moved in.
Actually, madam, there's a history behind this. Back in 2002, I got out of the military. I'm in the United States Marine Corps. He actually lived with both my sister and I. We were roommates. We rented a house. We stayed there for a year. When our lease was up, we moved into an apartment. I was purchasing a home. Sir was with us the whole time. Yes, I was helping him out. He was my brother. He asked me if he could be my brother. We were raised together. She's my grandmother, too. We moved into this apartment. I was actually working. He was working for me when all this happened with EBS. I got him the job. I was in property management. I was taking him to and from work. The deal was I would pay
Was she driving
rent.
you to and from work?
Yes, she did.
I would
Go ahead.
I would pay rent because I made, more money he did. He would pay the utility bills.
What utilities?
The electric bill, the telephone bill, the cable bill, and also, madam, I got him a cellular phone in my name, which I'm not litigating against today, but those bills, which, totally conclusively didn't really add up too much. I mean, I was paying rent.
In total, for the 3 months that he lived with you,
yes, ma'am.
How much were those bills? The electricity, telephone,
the cable bill was $464.80, and the
$464? For 3 months?
and 80 cents. Yes, ma'am.
What kind of cable did you have?
Besides the cable bill, someone else, and it wasn't me. I don't know who it was, but they ordered movies or something like that, fights, which I guess costs more money.
Did you ever do that?
No, ma'am. She ordered those fights.
Just a minute. What was the basic cable bill?
I think it was like $97 a month or something like that.
Is that possible?
Yes.
It's entirely possible.
All right. So that's $300. What else?
The telephone is $166.79, and the electric bill was $604.59.
What was your rent?
$720, but I also paid a wash and dryer, which was $35, and a water bill, which was usually about, I'll say, $30 a month.
So you were paying about $780, and he was paying about $350.
Yes, ma'am.
Sounds fair to me.
No,
Sir?
She also had a roommate that moved in with her.
Who was that?
That was her friend.
My lover. But
Just a second.
Go ahead.
Well, if that's the case, then this doesn't look so fair.
She did not live there, but she was there a lot. Sir had his own room. She was in my room.
They shared rooms.
Well, I mean, that's my space.
They moved in. They said that they were going to split the bills, and whoever they
we
did
did
that.
not. She did.
No, don't interrupt
Yes,
him.
ma'am.
He's speaking now. Go ahead.
She moved in, as soon as we moved to the apartment, she said, well, we're going to split the bills, and we're going to take care of this and that and the other, because she was getting a house built. I was going to sign my name on the lease for 3 months. Now that she's not going to be able to get her house, I guess that's why she's upset.
This is what I don't understand. She was building a house, which means that she had to have a certain credit rating. According to what I read, these bills were in her name.
Correct.
And it doesn't sound logical to me that she would avoid paying these bills purposely, not pay these bills, unless she thought, I'm speaking, unless she thought someone else was taking care of those bills and risk her credit being put in the sewer when she was paying the rent, going to pay for a mortgage on a house, right?
Correct.
So what you tell me about your lack of any sort of financial obligation for your own living expenses or for part of them doesn't make sense, sir.
She was helping me out.
Doesn't make sense, my dear. Now, you want to tell me about the bleached clothes?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I says, I'm going to call the police. And she said, oh, hell no, you're not going to call the police. And she shoved me up against the wall with the bat and asked me if I wanted some of it.
Oh, Nana, please stop it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tony Williams says her cousin, Sir Williams, lived with her for free for 3 months. She is suing for $5,000 worth of household bills.
Madam, I have never bleached his clothes. As far as a clock, radio, and the stereo, my mother gave me that for my 30th birthday.
Okay. There came a time when you went to your grandmother's house.
Yes, ma'am.
You were angry with him.
I was.
You were angry with him because he didn't pay these bills?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there any other reason?
No, I was mad at him because my credit was in the toilet. I got all these telephone calls. They were turning off my electricity.
So you went to the house and you were angry. What did you do when you got there?
I talked to my Nana, and I was upset. I was crying. I mean, I was very frustrated. She told me she didn't believe me. She told me that I was mad at her because of some girl between my sister. I have no idea. I started talking to my Uncle Robert, his dad. My Uncle Robert told me the same thing. I said, I have the paperwork right here.
What do you think that your cousin was angry about? About some girl?
No, we, that night when I got off work and I came home, she was upset. She was sitting on the couch talking about something about me and my cousin was at this other girl's house and waiting on my other cousin to come in. She said she called, she talked to my cousin, he told her I would sleep on the couch. She said not even 5 minutes later after that, her sister called, Wanika called, and said the girl was just talking crazy to her, and she was wondering why I didn't stick up for her, why I didn't defend her. I said, well, I would sleep on the couch. I didn't know anything about that.
You mean okay. Let me see if I can translate this.
It doesn't even make sense.
Your cousin was angry because she had heard that someone was saying bad things about her and you didn't defend her?
To her sister.
Whatever. Yeah. She was saying somebody was saying bad things and you weren't defending her. And your excuse for not defending her, despite the fact that she had been so good to you, was that you were sleeping on the couch.
Correct.
Now you got it? All right. Now, what happened when she came in with regard to your clothes? She came in, she spoke to her Nana, she spoke to your father.
I wasn't there.
Who was there?
My grandmother was there.
You want to talk to me?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your last name?
Ruth Williams.
All right, Miss Williams.
Ruth Williams Caraway.
Do you remember when this happened?
Not exactly the date, but it started in September.
Now, I want to know when she came to the house.
Let me see, I got that wrote on it. It's been on it. Anyway, it was the 10th and the 4th, I think. She had first called and asked me where was Sir. I told her he wasn't there. She said, because I'm going to kill him. I said, no. I said, you're not going to kill him. Yes, I am going to kill him because he left and owed me some money. I said, no, Tony, don't do this. Yeah, I'm going to do it. And then she left. And then I talked to her other sister, and she was raving. She said, I love my sister. He do just what she get him. So I said, well, he's not here. And when she come over to the house, she just rushed in the house, fussing and going on, and went on into his room. Her mother was standing on one side of the door. I was standing on the other. And she went in, and he always put Clorox in his room because I'm allergic to it. And she taken a whole gallon of Purex and put it all over both the bunk beds, threw the fan on the floor. We got pictures of those.
I'd like to see it, please.
And spread them all over his clothes. And I told him, I says, I wouldn't do that. I says, I'm going to call the police. And she said, oh, hell no, you're not going to call the police. And she shoved me up against the wall. She shoved her mama, too, but her mama said she didn't do it. Her mama was on one side, I was on the other. And she shoved me up against the wall and went and didn't hang up the phone, so I told her mama to hang up the phone so I could call the police. So she didn't let her hang up the phone, so I didn't get to call the police. So they went out in the yard. I called and told my brother-in-law to tell Sir, don't come home. I said, because Tony's over here saying she gonna kill it, and I don't want that in my house. They stayed at my yard about 3.5 hours, raving and cussing and dragging a whole box of these clothes out there and filled them full of water. And that's where they left her, and she went and got a baseball bat. She come back to the house. That's when I said that she needed help. She come back to the house and was gonna run in. Her mama said, shut the door, don't let her in. So I had to screen those clothes, and she just snatched the screens door, which I got a picture of that too, and pulled it loose and asked me if I wanted some of it.
Oh, Nana, please stop it.
I told her no, that she wasn't going to get in, to leave my house, and don't ever come back anymore, because I've never had a granddaughter to disrespect me as much. She said, well, I'm going to get him when he come home. So her mother, her sister, and I guess that was her other lady friend. Anyway, it was a friend of hers, said they stayed in my house about 3.5 hours, sitting out on the porch with a baseball bat, waiting for him to come home. So When he come, I just showed him the room. She showed I have a bruise on this hip and my shoulder I can still feel.
Nana, please
And
stop.
I told her, my daughter, I thought it was all over till he got a summary that saying he was going to court. I don't know why I had the pictures taken, but I had them taken because I felt that I needed proof to show that something had happened.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tony Williams says her cousin, Sir Williams, owes for 3 months' worth of rent and bills.
If you're 20 years old and you're working and you have a job and you have a cousin who before all this happened was very good to you, right?
Correct.
According to you, if I'm to believe you, she was really very good to you for a long time because you lived with her more than 3 months, right?
And I never paid rent.
I'm not talking about paying rent. That doesn't make you a star, the fact that you lived with her for more than 3 months and didn't pay rent. That makes you a bottom sucker.
No.
Now, listen to me carefully, my dear. She says that you lived with her before.
I never paid rent. I never was supposed to.
I understand you didn't pay rent. She said you lived with her before, which means she was good to you.
Correct. So why is she suing me then?
After I'm finished with him, have a big boy discussion with him. Maybe he'll get it from you. Maybe he'll get it from you. You have to explain to me, sir, why someone who has had a history of being nothing but nice to you, let you live with her, supported you, got you a job, all of a sudden would turn on you like that. You have to explain that to me. It doesn't make sense.
There's no explanation for that. I don't know why she did that.
Are you still in the military?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
You didn't have a psychiatric discharge, did you?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Not crazy.
She bleached my clothes.
No, ma'am, I did
She
not.
busted
Just a
into the
second.
house.
Miss Williams. Miss Williams, listen, look at me.
Yes, ma'am.
Angry. You were, I believe, your grandmother. You went to the house, you and a friend, and you were absolutely beside yourself for whatever reason. So I believed you bleached his clothes.
I did not, madam.
Showed them
Yes, you probably did.
I'm sorry.
Probably did.
I did not.
Probably did.
I have a witness here can attest to this fact. Not only was it us, it was not another woman with me. It was myself, my sister, who drove me over there because I was upset. She didn't want me driving. There was a guest, a neighbor, actually, who came over to us, and we were not in the yard 3.5 hours. I was in there maybe 45 minutes. I don't know. I was upset.
Long time.
My mom
You were
was calming me down. I did not have a bet. Anyway, this neighbor came over to us.
I even had a friend that came in.
Sir owed him money. I'm guessing. That's what he told us. My sister can attest to this. I did not bleach his clothes. I didn't even steal my radio that he stole from me, that my mother gave me on my 30th birthday. And as far as those pictures, to be honest with you, I think maybe they staged that. I love my grandmother to death. Now, you have no clue as to how much you've hurt me today. You have no idea. And to say that I hit you, I would never intend to yell and scream at my mother, too. I wasn't even raised that way.
Just a second. So you're not saying that she hit you?
She shoved me.
Shoved you?
Yeah, up against the wall like that.
Miss Williams, I believe that you are owed a certain amount of money. I believe that your cousin agreed to pay for the utilities.
No, I did not.
Don't interrupt me! Listen to me. I may be wrong. This may be one of the few times since 1947 that I have been wrong. I'm willing to live with it, because if you did not agree to pay some share of the living expenses, I'm prepared to be comfortable in the fact that you should have. So I find that there was an agreement, and if I'm wrong, I'm prepared to live with it. Do you understand, sir? Sir? Do you understand that, sir?
I don't think I should have paid anything.
You wouldn't.
Listen to me. Don't speak to him.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't speak to him.
Because if that was the case, why would all the other times when I stayed with her I wasn't obligated to pay any rent? Why all of a sudden now her bills get outrageous? Now she wants
Because
me to
now,
pay.
sir, you are a big boy. And you signed the lease. And you owe her $1,070.
Also, the lease says that I was an occupant. She was the leaseholder.
And you've got a big fresh mouth, so I'm dismissing your counterclaim. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Lawson Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Miss Wages, it is your claim that Mr. Lawson, who used to be a friend of yours, assaulted you when you were out camping with him and with some of his friends. Mr. Lawson says that you absolutely were not assaulted. What happened is you got into sort of a scuffle and you fell and had a seizure. Is that right, sir?
Yes.
How do you know him?
I met him through a friend of my cousin's.
Were you dating him?
No.
But you decided to go camping with a group.
Right.
And where were you going camping?
Carlsbad State Beach.
You have to keep your voice up. I'm old.
I'm sorry, it's the Carlsbad State Beach.
How many people were going?
Well, Justin and I, we went together.
This is Justin?
That's correct.
Okay.
It was approximately 2 families, maybe 5 people each family, maybe like 12, 13 people.
Okay, now tell me about this episode that you had.
We had a great day. We hung out at the beach with his friend Kenny and their family and his younger brother. He had started drinking over the day, which I didn't really see as a problem.
You mean Justin?
Correct. We eventually decided that the sleeping arrangements would be we would sleep in the bed of his truck with an air mattress because everything else was taken. The tents were taken, the RV was
So who was going to sleep in the truck on an air mattress?
Justin and I.
Okay.
What happened was he started to get like fresh on me and trying to hook up.
At the truck?
Yeah, when we were in bed after everybody else had gone to bed too. I told him I don't want to hook up with you. I expressed so I, wasn't initiating the same type of relations back, and it was an uncomfortable situation. I wasn't interested in doing it. It was cold. The air mist from the ocean was getting us wet. The air mattress was going flat. I mean, it was just a bunch of things. I wasn't interested. And
not romantic.
Yeah, it wasn't romantic, and there were a bunch of people like in tents like around next to the truck, so it wasn't.
So even if you had been so inspired, it wasn't an ideal situation.
Right.
Well, men don't get that.
Sometimes.
They could have mist on their face, they could have soot on their face, it could be raining rodents. It doesn't make any difference. Very often they don't need that kind of inspiration. So what happened next, Miss Wages?
Well, after telling him no, he just became really annoyed with me, and he was calling me baby, he was calling me the B word, and all these other things. So I told him, I'm going to leave if this is how you're going to treat me. So I got out of the truck and went to the exit of the campsite of our lot and then went to the right. Unfortunately, that's a dead end. It's not an exit to leave the park.
What time is this?
Maybe 9:45, 9:30.
How did you plan on getting home?
My mom lives less than a mile away on Coast
great.
Highway, so I was going to walk
So you're going to walk home?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
So I started to walk down there, and he followed me down. He started in on me, started talking to me, you can't leave, you can't do this. So he started grabbing my arms, and he was really adamant about making his point to me. And he grabbed my biceps right here and then was shaking me, and he was screaming at me, literally screaming in my face. We heard a noise from about 200 feet off, like adjacent behind us, and we looked over and I saw his friend Kenny and then Kenny's cousin. And I mean, it's unmistakable because Kenny's 6'7", so I mean, there are not too many people that are tall. So I was like, that's Kenny, he can see you, you better stop, he's watching you. So he stops, he starts to calm down, and he's telling me, please don't be mad at me, just please. He was like begging me, literally like crying, doing these motions. And so I was, okay, well, if you can settle down, then I'll go back there. So I go back, and he had even tried to hold my hand on the walk back, but I was just like, no, I'm not gonna hold your hand after you've just been doing that and shaking and stuff. And he got mad about it and stayed behind. And so I went back to the campsite by myself. When I arrived there, I saw Kenny and his cousin sitting there. And he looked really somber, and he's sitting there and he's asking me, are you okay?
Is this Kenny?
That's Kenny, yes.
You remember that happening?
I don't remember me saying if she was okay or anything. I just remember the incident.
Good. All right, let's get to it. So you're back at the campsite now.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting there with Kenny, he's asking me if I'm okay and whatnot. Justin comes up and he says, get over here. And I turn to him and I said, listen, I've already explained to you, if you're gonna talk to me that way, I'm not gonna talk to you. So he comes, asks nicely, please, I just wanna talk to you. Starts bothering me with that begging again. So I go talk to him again. And I decide, okay, we can go to sleep now. This is enough of this, let's just let it go. So we go into the bed, and he starts to do it again. He was like, getting close to me and trying to kiss me and stuff, and I was like, you know what, finally, I'm gonna leave. I listed off the reasons why.
Okay, you should have done that the first time. So, you got out of the truck. What happened when you got out of the truck?
This time I went the right way down to the exit, and he comes running up behind me, telling me, don't leave, don't leave. And he grabs my arms again. So that time, I was really fed up with the situation. My hands were like this, and I pushed him, like, forward. I was like, get off of me. and I started walking away, and he really couldn't handle the fact that I was walking away.
Well, you called him a name also.
Well, I called him a moron in the end.
Okay, so you called him a moron. And after you called him a moron, what happened?
Well, what happened is he called me a firsthand, and then I said, I can't be a I'm not sleeping with you, you're a moron.
Okay.
And then so he got mad at me calling him a moron, and he said, oh, I'll show you what a moron is. And he drew back, and then he socked me in the face, and after that, I don't remember anything at that point until I was in the ambulance.
You have medical report?
Certainly.
Can I see them, please?
Sure.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You could fall over here, you could fall over here, fall on the front of your face, but to fall and get this part of your face, that's quite a trick. You ought to be in Cirque du Soleil.
And later today...
Who is this, by the way?
This is my girlfriend, Your Honor.
Does she have anything to contribute to this case other than, you know, looking nice?
No, just
she decided to come with you, to irritate her.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Annette Wager says former friend Justin Lawson punched her in the head after she rebuffed his sexual advances.
Okay. Were you smoking marijuana that night?
No, but I have done it in the past.
What about him?
Yes.
Didn't have just a little?
I wasn't with him while he was doing it.
we smoked on the way up there. We smoked a doobie, a joint.
And after that, sir, did you smoke any more?
No.
Okay, Justin.
Well, at the time she was staying with me for a couple weeks, and we got invited to go up to Carlsbad State Beach with his family. I decided to ask her if she wanted to go along. She said yes, that'd be cool. On the way up there, everything was fine. We got up there and stopped at the campsite, had some dinner, and everything was going okay. Yes, I was cuddly with her. At the time, we were intimate. And
You were intimate?
Yes, at the time before.
Just a second. For the first time?
No, this is for 2 weeks prior that we hooked up, and that's when she was living with me. We went to the bar that night.
Is that right?
I had known him for a week, and I wasn't living with him. I was staying with my girlfriend who he knew.
The question is, had you been intimate with him before the night of the 15th of July?
A week prior, yes.
You had been?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you got into the bed of the truck, you anticipated that this was going to be a recurring theme.
Not necessarily. Yes, I can say I have been drinking that night. I got in and just pretty much put my arm around her and cuddled like I would do any other time. Yeah, I might have touched her stomach or rubbed her leg and gave her the wrong impression. Yes, she got out of the car and she walked away. I chased her down because at the time I had feelings for her. I liked her. So I followed her, asked her what was going on, and she said she wasn't happy and that she wanted to leave. We went for the walk, talked about it and everything was fine. All the way back, she was being kind of loud, and she wanted to go into the campsite and get one of her bags or something. I told her that we couldn't go in the campsite until she got a little bit quiet because his parents were sleeping at the time. And she didn't like that fact at all. You know, she wanted her bag out of my truck right then and there. She wasn't going to stay with me that night. She wanted to go home.
So she wanted to go back to the campsite to get her bag to leave?
Yes, out of my truck at the time. And okay. At the time, I couldn't let her in just because of my parents were sleeping and she was being loud. She was being belligerent. At the time of that, Kenny walked up with his cousin, asked us what was going on. She said nothing was going on and went in and got her bag or whatever. Well, she started walking off, and I called her name for walking off.
Called her a name?
Yes, I called her a B for walking off, you know.
You mean for leaving?
For leaving, yes. I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand what was happening. All night long, everything was great. Through dinner, everything was great. And then...
Well, this was the second time, Justin, that she was trying to leave.
Yeah, she tried to walk away, and I stopped her before, yes.
So why didn't you just let her leave?
Well, the second time when she turned around, you know, I said, you know, I don't know why you're being a B. You know, I don't see why we can't just talk and see what's going on. Because I didn't know what was going on. All of a sudden, she just turned on me. I mean, it was... All night long, she was cool, and then all of a sudden, she turned on me, and it was a totally different face. So finally, I told her, I said, well, yeah, why don't you go home? And so she started walking or whatever. Well, I said something underneath my breath, and she heard me, and she didn't like what I said. To this day, I cannot remember exactly what I said. I might have called her an H or something, but I don't know for sure. She turned around, came over, and started pushing on me. She lunged the last time. I stepped out of the way. She fell down. She was laying on her face. I waited for her to get up or whatever, and she didn't move at all, so I rolled her over, and she was having a seizure. At the time, he ran in and got his dad. His dad's a diabetic, has seizures and stuff, so he's like, she's having a seizure right now, don't touch her.
Who said that?
His father.
I don't care what you say his father said. That's hearsay. If his father wanted to support your position, he could have been here.
He's at work, so...
That's your story. Your story is she fell over and she was having a seizure.
Yes.
She never had a seizure before in her life.
Well, the paramedics, when they came to pick her up, she got up and walked to the ambulance herself. You know, she was.
Did you tell the paramedics she had a seizure?
No,
Are you the friend,
when the
are you the friend that told the paramedics that she had a seizure, Justin?
I told the ranger that I thought she was having a seizure.
You told the ranger that you thought she was having a seizure?
Yeah.
How from a seizure did she have a swollen problem with her temporomandibular joint?
Because she fell face first on the ground.
You fall face first. You fall over here. You don't fall on your side.
Well, when I rolled her over, she was laying with her face like this, like with her arms out.
Justin, I don't buy that, honey.
Well, I'm sorry.
Justin, I don't buy that, my dear.
If
you know why? Because it doesn't make sense. Because if you're having a seizure and you fall, and even if you fall on your side, you fall on this side of your head, you don't. It's very hard to fall on this indentation unless you happen to be unlucky enough to fall on a rock that's sticking out on this part of your face. So you could fall over here, you could fall over here, fall on the front of your face, but to fall and get this part of your face, that's quite a trick. You ought to be in Cirque du Soleil. That's why I don't buy what you're saying to me, Justin.
Okay.
Don't buy it, my dear. And the fact that you went to the hospital afterwards with her and waited for her to wake up and told the doctor before she woke up that she had had a seizure. That's what, you're the friend. You did go to the hospital with her, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Were you nervous?
At the hospital?
Yeah.
I was crying the whole time. I didn't know what
I don't
happened
blame you
to
for
her.
crying. I don't think that you meant anything to happen bad to her that night. I think you had a little too much to drink and a little too much to smoke. And she wanted to leave and she wanted to go home and you didn't want her to go home. And you left out the fact that, according to your answer, you said, I grabbed her bag to throw it back in my truck, but she kept pushing me, trying to get her bag back. How come you forgot that? How come you forgot to tell me that you weren't letting her leave, that you took her bag and you were throwing it in your truck because you were trying to prevent her from leaving?
Well, I just told her that I was going to grab her bag, and I grabbed it as I was saying, I'll take you home in the morning. And at that time, it was no problem until...
Well, how come you didn't tell me that, Justin?
I don't know. I'm sorry I left it out.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Annette Wager says former friend Justin Lawson punched her in the head after she rebuffed his sexual advances.
It's a good story, Justin. It doesn't wash with me. I think you got angry with her. I think when she called you a moron, you hauled off and socked her, and I think she fell down, and she hit her head, and you got a little bit nervous.
Well, I didn't sock her.
Well, that's what I think you did. And since my judgment is the only one that counts, and since her story is supported by what I'm reading in the medical reports, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,900. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you. We've known each other for a week, so it wasn't a long-term relationship or anything to get really serious about.
You can't say boyfriend and girl if I can say sexual partners.
Well, if she tried to leave a situation, she should have the right to leave the situation.
Any guy that cares about a girl is not going to let him leave.
No means no.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lombardo versus Rao. Step forward, please.
21-year-old waitress Elizabeth Lombardo is suing her ex-boyfriend, 22-year-old construction worker Bo Rao, for several loans she made throughout their relationship. Bo says Elizabeth is holding his belongings hostage.
Miss Lombardo, this gentleman used to be your boyfriend, and you lived together for a period of time. According to you, when you separated, he owed you some money.
Yes.
Mr. Rao says he doesn't owe you any money. Relationships are a give-and-take thing. So get over it and move on with it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you live together, Miss Lombardo?
We lived together from May probably to August of 2004. We started in May 2003.
Is that about right?
That's about right.
And did you move into an apartment together, or did you...
No, we moved in with my family.
That's wrong, Your Honor. Prior to that, we were living at my apartment with my brother, and she was staying over there. Then we moved.
When was that, sir?
That was April and May. We stayed in the apartment, then moved there.
I still had a room in my house. It wasn't.
I don't care whether you still had a room in your house. Were you living with Mr. Rao and his brother for April and May?
Yes.
And then the two of you moved into her family's house?
Yes, ma'am.
Where you had a room?
Yes.
Fine. So what does he owe you money for?
Throughout the course of our relationship, the defendant didn't have a job, so I helped support him.
Okay.
From a dental bill, his car windshield was smashed, dentist, car
you
payments,
said dentist
municipal
twice.
court payments.
Your Honor, I had a job.
So you gave him money?
Yes.
And?
We had a verbal agreement when we were going out that he would pay it back.
Well, tell me about the verbal agreement that he would pay it back.
Just throughout the court, like he would pay me money when he had money, and like when he didn't have a job, I was always forking out money for him.
How often? 5 times, 10 times, 20 times?
There was always, it was constant.
And he always said to you, you know, you have 20 bucks, I'll pay you back. You have 50 bucks, I'll pay you back.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead.
Then when we separated,
We decided he was going to make payments of $40 a week, in which he never continued to do. I received one payment of $50.
Well, how did you come up with the amount that he owed you?
We kept it in mind at all times. It was
Did you?
No, Your Honor, when we were going out, we weren't keeping...
When you moved out, did you agree to pay her a sum of money?
Oh, no, Your Honor.
You did not?
No, Your Honor.
When you separated, did you sit down and write up something?
Yes.
Let me see it. Did you sign this IOU?
No, Your Honor. And for us to sign each other's name on something was pretty common. I could show you receipts with my signing for her debit card, or her signing for my debit card. It was nothing.
You didn't sign this?
No, Your Honor.
Fine. Tell me the circumstances surrounding your separation, Mr. Rao.
The relationship just got ridiculous. She was constantly lying. Everything that would come up would be a lie about something. I couldn't live at her house anymore. And I only actually left for the weekend after a fight, and when I came back, all my stuff was at my parents' house, and she said I had to be out.
So she moved your stuff out?
She moved it with no notice of anything, so that she wanted me out.
I'm ready to hear the rest. 30 seconds or less, Ms. Lombardo.
When he moved out, when he wanted his bed, his stuff was there, that's when well, you don't believe that he signed the paper.
Well, just a minute. So if what you're telling me, you told me he couldn't take his things unless he signed the paper?
Mm-hmm.
Then even if he signed it, it's worthless.
He had this agreement with me.
Let me explain something to you. He didn't. What you're saying is that during the course of your year and some months relationship, if you gave him $20, if you gave him $50, whatever it was, he said to you, when I get it, I'll pay you back. And that's what people do when they live together and they're not married. Don't worry, honey, I'll pay you back. That's not a loan. When two people play house and not commit to a relationship as we know it and get married, courts aren't interested in going over $20 here, $5 here, $15 there, $100 for the dentist, $12 for this. Courts aren't interested in doing that. We got other things to do. Mm-hmm. So it's been my suggestion, if you watch carefully, if I've always said, keep your finances separate.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have to put a real period and say, it's over.
I'm fine.
How
with
old
that.
are you?
21.
21? Perfect. You didn't waste a lot of your time. You didn't waste the best years. You didn't waste the flowing years. Who is this, by the way?
This is my girlfriend, Your Honor.
She have anything to contribute to this case other than, you know, looking nice?
No, just
she decided to come with you to irritate her.
She's seen the craziness.
To irritate her.
Yeah.
Well, probably not the best idea to bring her. Who is this?
This is my friend.
So he brought a girlfriend, you brought a friend. Move on. He did. You should. Have a happy life. Case dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. Case number 365 on the calendar in the matter of Pontupo versus Montanez. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Ms. Pontupo, it is your claim that Ms. Montanez assaulted you during a road rage incident.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Montanez said she never touched you. Tell me where and when this happened.
On September 4th, 2004, me and my boyfriend, Michael Cheney, picked up my 16-year-old brother, and we were on our way to lunch.
Stop playing with your papers.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now tell me what happened with the defendant.
I was in the middle lane trying to make a left turn into the shopping center where the restaurant is located on. And then I noticed a truck behind me, a dark blue Ford F-150. Miss Montanez was the driver of the truck, kept honking constantly at me, but I wasn't going to go because I wasn't going to get into a wreck. And then when I finally made the turn, she came really fast right after me, and I thought she was going to hit me. The front of her bumper was like right by my driver's side door. And my window was down at the time, and we exchanged a few profanities.
Who said what first?
I said, "What the?" And she started screaming all kinds of bad words at me. And then she reached into my car, grabbed me by my hair, and I felt a couple of punches, and I felt as if she was trying to pull me out of my car by my hair. My boyfriend saw that, and he said, "What is your F problem?" And then he got out of the car, ran around my car. Then Miss Montana saw him coming toward her, so she ran back to her truck. And then my boyfriend then made the 911 call with the tech number, which I have the 911 transcript.
May I
on.
see it, please? Okay. Now, after she got back into the car, what did she do?
She parked on the front of the coin laundry and took out her laundry basket as if nothing happened and was going to start doing her laundry. And I was really shocked at the time. And then my boyfriend got back in the car, and then I can see the other two passengers in her truck, which is that lady and a man in the late 20s or early 30s in her passenger seat. I can see them trying to motion her back in the truck like it's not safe to be here anymore. And then they drove off, and I was so mad after I realized what happened to me. I start following them into the parking lot. And after I followed them to a quarter mile, my boyfriend is still on the 911 call at this time. He told me, he said, "It's okay, it's okay."
Okay, I got it. Now, did you seek medical treatment at any time for your injuries?
Yes.
Do you have a doctor's report?
No, I couldn't get in touch with him.
Okay. Tell me the way you felt.
I couldn't go to sleep. I couldn't lay on my left side because my head was hurting really bad, and I get the severe headaches.
How long did that last?
I would say a little bit over a week, and I couldn't go to work for a week because of it.
Okay, Miss Montanez, you want to tell me your version of the events, please?
We were on Singleton Road. It was my daughter's birthday that day, and I had to go to the laundromat to pick up some laundry. And there was a lot of cars going by at the moment when I stopped behind her, and I could see down because my truck is up high, and I could see down, and you could hear their music because it was kind of a warm day, and our windows were down. And I saw her talking to some individual, the passenger in the car, but I figured she just got caught up in her music, like all teenagers, and talking. So I honked my horn.
She's not a teenager.
Well, she looked like one at the time, but she was having a conversation. I honked my horn to let her know to go. She got mad. She stuck her hand out the window and did a profanity and called me an F and B. So I turned in before her into the shop.
Just a second. So what you did is you went around her.
Correct.
Keep going.
I pulled in front of her, and then I made the left turn and parked right in front of the laundromat because there's like an island right there where you can park. I got out of the truck. We started arguing, cursing at each other and everything, and my sister got out of the truck, and I was just like, oh, I don't have time to deal with this, because I thought they were teenagers. So I turned around and was going to go in the laundromat, didn't even make it in the laundromat, and I heard my sister screaming, "April, April, come on." And I turned around. When I turned around, I saw her boyfriend with rings in his nose, and just the way he looked, it scared me like a skinhead, and I'm like, oh my God, let's get in the car. So I jump in the truck. When I'm getting in the truck, she has her mace gun. We have a 14-day-old baby in the truck. It was myself, the baby, and then my sister. She's going through the window and she's doing all like this, but for some oddball reason, the mace had stuck. And my sister's rushing to roll the window up in case she did unstick it. And I said, oh my God, Stephanie, let's go. This is crazy. I can't believe this. I put my truck in reverse, and I backed out, and I went back the same way I come in. She come behind me and was following me, and I was going at a fast-paced speed to get away from her because it scared me.
When did you call the police?
I didn't call the police.
Right. You're telling me that someone tried to mace you in your car with a little tiny baby in the car, following you, a lunatic, and you never called the police?
Well, Your Honor, the reason why I didn't call the police is because I saw her boyfriend. When I was coming back to my truck, he was talking to the 911 officer.
Now,
and he said, write her tag number down.
Why would you think they would call 911, and at the time they called the police, this is what they reported. They didn't know the person, got mad when they were making a turn into PL. She started screaming, went around, got out, and hit the female in the face and pulled her hair while screaming at the female. He didn't say they're having a screaming match. Didn't say anybody took out mace. Said, my girlfriend got punched in the face and got her hair pulled, and we don't know who this person is.
And the reason why I didn't call at the time, Your Honor, I did not have my cell phone. I was just nervous, and I was ready to get out of there.
Very good. Now, what?
I have a police report from this incident, and she told a totally different story.
Can I see the police report, please?
To the police. It's a totally different story.
You want to speak? You want to be very careful about what you say. You're the sister, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're the reason that they didn't follow up and press charges because you confirmed her story. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell you something. I'm smarter than the police. So you want to risk it? Get up. We understand each other? That requires an answer, yes or no?
Yes.
Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you choose to stand up and testify, or would you like to remain in your seat?
I like to testify.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She beeped the horn. They had music.
How many times did she beep the horn?
It was like 2 or 3 times for her to go.
2 or 3 times. Your sister told me she beeped the horn only once.
And later today,
I accepted the gift if he would stop doing drugs and drinking. He did not.
You were better off without opening your mouth. You were better off just standing there and looking gorgeous.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Pierapon Pontupo says she was assaulted in a parking lot by fellow motorist April Montanez. Pierapon says April tried to pull her out of her car by her hair.
Your name?
Stephanie.
You have a last name?
Imes.
You want to tell me the story?
It's pretty much what my sister said.
It's pretty much what your sister said?
We were going to Kroger's. She was in front of my sister. It was busy coming traffic. She beeped the horn. They had music.
How many times did she beep the horn?
It was like 2 or 3 times for her to go.
2 or 3 times? Your sister told me she beeped the horn only once.
It was like 2 or 3 times for her to go, like a rapid beep for her to go.
So it was 2 or 3 times, but it was like one time because it was so fast.
Yeah, it's like a rapid beep.
Right. Okay.
So they had the music going. She beeped the horn. She leaned out of the car. She flicked her off and said some stuff, some cuss words. My sister went ahead because no cars were coming. She went in front of the lady. The car came in behind us. We turned to go towards the laundromat. My sister parked next to the little island. The laundromat is right across from the car. My sister got out of the car. They were arguing back and forth, cussing at each other. Then my sister, I kind of stood out to hear what was going on. My sister walked into the laundromat. I got back in the truck.
Did she carry anything into the laundromat?
I think she had some...
Just a second. Look at me. Did she carry anything into the laundromat?
Yes.
What did she take out of the car?
It was some outfits, I guess. Yes.
Were the outfits in a basket?
No. No.
No basket?
No.
Just things in her hand? Now, what were you going to the laundromat for?
To pick up some clothes, and I think she had to dry clean the clothes that she had for the party. But at the time that I was waiting for my sister, this female came up to the truck as I got back in. She had some mace in her hand, and she was trying to
Was that before or after your sister hit her?
She didn't hit her.
Yes, she did. Sit down.
Your Honor,
yes, she did. Oh, yes, she did. She hit her, and she pulled her hair. And she was really annoyed. You want to know why I know she was really annoyed? Because she had a 2-week-old baby in the car, and instead of sitting there waiting for traffic to move, she sped up around and went around a car that was waiting to make a left turn and pulled out in front of her. That's something that someone does who has no judgment. And they only do it when they're annoyed.
No, ma'am. I didn't.
I didn't ask you anything. I listened to you. You know, there's an old expression. If it doesn't make sense, it's usually not true. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Because we've all drivers have been in the same situation that you were in. Sometimes you're behind somebody, and for some reason, they don't make a turn when they're supposed to. The arrow is green. They're waiting, they're talking, they're involved in the phone, they're listening, they're daydreaming, and you're looking and you're saying, that's the only shade of green there's going to be, right? Why isn't this person going? If you have a short fuse, you'll honk the horn a few times, and if that's not successful, you'll peel out, which is what you did. You peeled out with a baby in the car, went around her in order to make a left turn because you thought that there was a clear enough avenue of traffic so that you could make the turn. I believe everything that she says. You had a bad hair day.
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Your
sister got you back into the... Listen to me. And your sister got you back into the car because you both saw the boyfriend on the phone with the police. That's what you just told me. A moment ago you said, I didn't have to call the police because I knew they were calling the police. And if you knew they were calling the police, then you stay there and wait for the police. You don't take off. What you just told me was, I didn't call the police because of this mace, thinking fast, because he was calling the police. And if somebody is calling the police, and And if you are a victim of a crime, you remain there with the doors locked, windows up. You don't get out to go and take your clothes into the dry cleaners.
Because none of this took place, Your Honor. We just argued. We had our words.
Madam, I don't
She tried
believe,
to get me.
Madam, I don't believe you. And I don't
Well,
believe
can I bring
your sister.
something else to evidence?
Absolutely. Show it to me.
Okay, I have a disposition of a hearing when she tried to file simple battery and simple assault charges, and we went to Gwinnett County courts, and they were dismissed for insufficient evidence as well. Because in the police report, it says that the police officer, there was no physical evidence on the victim other than a few strands of hair that was allegedly pulled out by the suspect.
Listen to me, madam. She's not saying you broke her skin.
But there would have been swelling or something for the officer. This never took place, Your Honor.
I'm telling you, it took place, madam.
It didn't.
Listen, because you got over on a cop, and because you got over perhaps on a district attorney, you and your sister, who wouldn't know the truth if it came up and slapped her in the face, doesn't mean that I have to believe you. Your story doesn't make sense. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I insulted her race. She insulted mine. She told me she was going to get me.
The defendants, it's worse than a piece of dog.
If you would have saw her boyfriend, like 6 foot tall, earrings, a dragon tattoo on his neck.
He's 6'2", but he also weighed as much as she does, which is they both weighed 185 pounds.
I was just in a rush to get out of there because in Atlanta, people have been shot by road rage.
It's just that she's a lying.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Ortega versus Gutierrez. Step forward.
Computer technician Netza Ortega is suing his ex-girlfriend, 26-year-old customer service rep Maribel Gutierrez, for unpaid loans to get her hair done and for the return of a promise ring.
Oh, Mr. Ortega. The romance is over. You want your jewelry back, and you want some money that you loaned to the defendant while you were together.
That's correct.
Ms. Gutierrez says you often gave her money. There was never any mention of a payback. And the jewelry you want back were gifts that you made to her, and you're not entitled to them back.
I feel that it's entitled back to me because they were actually a symbol of a relationship.
All right, let's take the simple ones first. The loan. When do you claim, and what year did you make her the loan?
June of this year, and it was to get her hair done, and it was for $50.
What's next,
Okay,
Mr. Ortega?
after that, it was another loan for $50 to get her hair done.
Get over it, Mr.
And then after that, it was another $40, and that was
to get her nails done?
No.
Manicure, pedicure.
No, that was actually
facial,
to get her
leg wax, whatever.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Let's get to the jewelry.
Okay, the jewelry was given to her in April.
Did she go shopping with you for the jewelry?
No.
You went by yourself?
I went by myself.
And you went to a store and you picked out what kind of jewelry?
A promise ring. It was a butterfly made of diamonds.
And what else?
And then a month later, after I paid off the ring, I got her a matching pendant that went with it.
How much did you pay for all this?
About $325 total.
$325.
Yes.
So we're not exactly talking the Hope Diamond here.
No.
Is that right? Mr. Ortega?
Yes.
Is this your first girlfriend?
No, it's not.
How many girlfriends have you had?
I've had about 4.
Did you buy them gifts?
I bought them gifts.
And then you broke up with them?
Yes.
Did they give you back the gifts?
No, because I didn't ask them for those because they weren't actual agreements. The promise ring was an agreement that we would stay in a monogamous relationship. And now that it's over, I deserve that I should get it back.
Judy, 1 second.
Miss Judy?
Just 1 second. When you gave her the ring, what did you say to her?
I said, this is a promise that we would stay in this relationship.
You made her a promise?
Yes.
That's nice.
And she agreed to take it.
Mr. Ortega.
Yes.
Grow up, sir.
Okay.
You're dying to say something.
Yes, I am.
Go ahead.
We made a promise that he would stop drinking, doing drugs, and I accepted the gift if he would stop doing drugs and drinking. He did not. Accidentally, I don't know what happened to the gift. It got lost.
Not true.
Listen to me. You were better off without opening your mouth. Okay. You were better off just standing there and looking gorgeous. Mr. Ortega.
Yes.
Get over it. Put a period. Move on.
Okay.
If you want a ring that comes back to you, you buy a diamond.
It was
Nice,
diamonds.
listen to me. No, not a
were
butterfly.
diamonds.
Not a butterfly, Mr. Ortega. You buy a single diamond and you have it set in a very nice setting, and then you say, I want you to marry me.
I
Will
did.
You, listen to me. I'm speaking.
At one point, though, I
I'm
did.
speaking.
Okay.
Will you marry me? This is an engagement ring.
We weren't
not
engaged.
a promise ring. I don't care if you were engaged or not. Listen, I've gotten engaged without a ring, too. Once or twice.
Okay.
A ring, the solitaire, Mr. Ortega, not a butterfly.
Actually, it was a princess cut.
Bye, Mr. Ortega.
Case number 269 on the calendar in the matter of Dubois versus Clevenger. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
All right, I'm a little confused, so I have to try to clarify a few issues in my own mind. Ms. Dubois, the defendant is the former wife of your current boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And you were living with your boyfriend. Is this boyfriend?
Mark.
In a home that was previously the marital home. Is that right? Miss Clevenger filed an application for a protective order on behalf of herself and her daughter after an alleged incident involving you and her teenage daughter. That was filed in what month and year?
September 2002.
Now, Miss Clevenger was in fact given a protective order for 12 months?
12 months.
And when was that protective order signed?
September 25th, 2002.
That order excluded you from the house?
When the children were there.
When the children were there. It excluded you when the daughter was there. Sometime later, you went to court to try to have the protective order vacated.
Dismissed, yeah.
When was that?
I'm not sure, maybe a month or two later.
7 months later, ma'am.
I thought, according to the papers that I read, it was in March of 2003.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in March of 2003, you went to court to try to have the protective order vacated.
Yeah.
At that time, the judge told you, you can't have it vacated. You have to wait until it's over, which is another 4 or 5 months, whatever it is. While you were both in court outside near the clerk's office, there was an incident, according to you, involving Mr. and Mrs. Clevenger, but you claim that she filed a violation petition against you, claiming that you had in fact threatened her. Were you arrested?
I was.
And you were taken into custody. Ultimately, that charge was dismissed. Now, am I correct that what you are suing for is not the original protective order, but suing for the false charge that you claim that the defendant made with regard to the violation of the order of protection?
Actually, both.
Well, you can't file for both. So that's what I have to explain to you right from the get-go. A judge has granted her an order of protection. I do not look behind that to see whether or not the judge made a mistake or not. I'm not an appeals court for a judge. If the subsequent case after the March incident, when the judge denied the application, and I will find out what that is about, that is something that I can hear. Now, Ms. Clevenger has a counterclaim. Your counterclaim says that because she filed the petition to vacate the order of protection, you had to get a lawyer. Then you had to go back to court with regard to this second case, and you had to miss a lot of days' work because of all of this order of protection stuff. And that's what you're suing for. It's nonsense. You initiated the protective order. You don't get paid for that. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what else there is. You have no claim for anything else.
I wrote down there for strangling my daughter. My daughter's been in intense therapy. Heroin was shot into her.
Listen to me.
Okay.
You didn't say anything about heroin in your case here. You say that your daughter was held down and strangled by the plaintiff.
No, she was shoved and she was picked up by her throat.
Okay. I'm not hearing it.
Okay.
What's your daughter's name?
Sydney Clevenger.
Do you see Sydney, sir?
Yes, I do.
How often? Stand up.
Yeah, I should stand up then.
How often?
Pretty much every weekend.
Okay. She comes to your home?
Yes.
Does she have any contact with the plaintiff?
No, by order.
By order of the court?
Yes.
She's fine?
Very fine.
She's fine with you?
Very much so.
And your daughter is a teenager?
Yes.
She knows that you have a relationship with Miss Dubois?
Yes.
She knows that she lives with you when Sydney isn't there?
She actually does not live with me.
She doesn't live with you anymore?
No.
But she knows that you are still in a relationship?
Yes.
And she doesn't hold that against you and say to you, by God, she strangled me, she assaulted me, how could you possibly have anything to do with it? She doesn't say that to you?
Occasionally she does at the beginning of this incident, but it's gone away pretty much.
Were you there when this alleged incident took place?
No.
These two ladies didn't get along?
My daughter and her?
Yeah.
At her instigating.
Well, that's what you say.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing your counterclaim with regard to this strangulation. She's fine. Now, let's get to your lawsuit with regard to the false charge that inspired the violation of the protective order which caused you to be arrested. Let's get to the arrest itself. I want you to tell me where that took place.
At my place of work.
Who came to your place of employment?
2 sheriffs.
Had you gotten any previous notice of it?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
And when did they come to your place of employment?
This original supposed breaking was 2 weeks after the September event. And then in March was when I was arrested.
You mean the alleged breach of the protective order was in September?
Yes. The same day we went to court on the 25th when she got the original permanent.
Can I see the complaint for the violation? Ms. Clevenger, the date you went to court on the petition for a protective order, you claimed that after you left court, she violated the order.
Yeah, it's all right here.
You claimed that she violated the order.
They both violated it in the clerk's office.
Did you have a protective order against him?
There's been one against him.
Was it ongoing at that time?
Yes, it was.
Okay. So you filed against both of them?
Not on September 25th. It was the protection order was filed for Eden Clevenger, Sidney Clevenger, and myself. It was signed on September 25th.
Listen to what I'm saying to you, madam. The violation that you allege happened the same date that you got a final order of protection.
Yes.
And it happened outside of the courtroom, inside the clerk's office. And it is your claim that both of them had orders of protection against them at that time, both your former husband and his girlfriend.
I know I got one that day for Miss Dubois, and we went up to the clerk's office.
So he didn't have one?
I believe he did from a while back, from March.
Did you or not?
No, I didn't.
No.
I thought we did have one.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Well, she used the F word.
Really? Let me see whether you say to the police that she said that to you. You don't. You mean this is all coming back to you as you're standing here now?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Deborah Dubois says her fiancé's ex-wife, Vicki Clevenger, falsely accused her of assaulting her daughter. Deborah also claims Vicki falsely charged her with violating a restraining order.
The only thing that this police report says is that the police contacted Patty in the clerk's office, and she said she and Susie had heard Clevenger begin to talk loudly, telling someone to go away and leave her alone. So it's clear that nobody in the clerk's office, based upon the police report, could verify anything except that you were talking loudly. This was in September. Does anybody know why they did not come to arrest this lady until March?
I do.
Why?
Because the address that was placed on the police report was my old address when she knew full well I lived with Mark. So the summons got delivered to the house, and I never received it. The post office returned it. And then, since I didn't go to court, they issued a bench warrant, I guess, and picked me up when they figured out where I was.
Between September, when you filed this,
on September 25th,
and March, did you have any other contact with the plaintiff?
No.
So it's clear that the plaintiff was not doing anything to bother you between September and March. Is that right?
She bothered me in the clerk's office that day.
Did you hear what I said? I want you to pay attention to what I said.
Yes.
Between September and March, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, she doesn't have anything to do with you. She's not in the house when your daughter is there. So why didn't you withdraw this complaint that you had made?
I had no idea that they forwarded it to the prosecutor's office, and the only address on the police report is the 35528 where she was living at. I never gave a wrong address. I've never known where she's lived.
Yes, you did. You knew she lived, just a second.
Yeah, and it's on the police report.
355. You knew she lived with your former husband.
It's on the front of the police report, the address. I gave the detective.
Okay. I just want to know whether between September and March you had any other conversations with any members of the police department or the prosecutor's office.
I did not get a call from the prosecutors till March. The advocate's office called me for domestic violence.
This was before she was arrested.
I'm not sure if it was before or after. I think it all happened after she was, because they sent me a letter in the mail. So I had no idea that they were even pursuing this.
Tell me what happened in the clerk's office.
I went up to the clerk's office and I was standing in line. They proceeded to walk into the clerk's office.
Because each of you had to get a copy of the protective order.
Right, and I was like I was in line in front of them. And then I had to scoot over to another line, and they were verbally abusing me.
Tell me what they said.
They said I was a nutcase, I'm a psycho, they just really verbally abused me.
Who's they?
These two.
I want you to tell me who said what.
Mark Clevenger and Deborah Dubois were standing in line humiliating me.
That's a conclusion. I want you to tell me what he said.
You'll never get the kids. This is not going to work. This is going to be dismissed. You're a nutcase. You're a psychopath. Nobody's ever going to believe you.
Okay, so that's what he said.
Well,
now I want you to tell me what she said.
Do I have to say these words?
Yes.
She called me a psycho. This'll never. They both just.
No. Don't confuse one with the other. Listen to me very carefully. She didn't repeat exactly the same thing he said, so I assume.
She used the F word.
And what did she say?
You're.
Really? Let me see.
I did not say.
Let me see whether you say to the police in your complaint that she said that to you. You don't.
I don't want to use
You told
that
the
word.
police that they told her you're a nutcase, you're a psycho, this will never work, you'll never get the kids.
And
you didn't say the F word, you didn't say anything else. When this first happened, September 25th, you mean this is all coming back to you as you're standing here now? No. They may have said things to you. They are not a unit. If your ex-husband was saying these things to you and they were standing together, they cannot be construed to be one person. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Good. And I don't believe the other baloney that you just gave me because it's not in your police report that you filed the same day as the incident happened.
I was too humiliated to file it.
I don't believe you, Miss Clevenger.
Okay.
I don't believe that because I believe that if you are smart enough to go for a protective order, you list everything that happens. You want the police and the court to know the most venal of things that happened, so you would report it. It's not that you were humiliated. It's not that you were frightened, because you knew to go to the police immediately, and you would tell them everything. Now, so don't embellish to me. What happened is she made this complaint because she got very angry at what went on in the clerk's office. And I'm going to tell you something. I believe that it probably did, that there were words in the clerk's office. Miss Dubois, I don't know whether the words came from you or came from him. I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit of both. She was angry, so she went to the police. That was in September. They didn't act on it. Unfortunately, somebody had a day when they didn't have a whole lot of work to do, and they found you. I don't know how they found you at work. Do you know how they found you at work?
They went to my original address that she gave them, and my ex-boyfriend said she's at work.
Okay. Now, what happened when you went to court on this violation petition?
It was completely dismissed because she cannot get a domestic violence restraining order against me with her name on it. She could on behalf of the children, but the fact that she added in her name and everything was totally illegal. Can I say one other thing to you?
Sure.
If you noticed, the police report was filed 6 hours later in a different police station because she'd found out he was going to take her back to court. So,
listen to me.
All anger.
Listen to me. There were words that transpired in the clerk's office. I believe that one or both of you was so furious and said things that you probably shouldn't have in the clerk's office. Is that a fair statement, Mr. Clevenger?
Absolutely.
Okay. And she seized the moment and acted upon it. Did she do the wrong thing? She should have let it go, because the people that ultimately suffer with regard to that are the children. And I would assume that since you have regular contact with your children, that this has created a strain between the two of you.
I actually have custody of one of my daughters, but...
Which child?
The oldest one, Eden.
How old is Eden?
Just turned 16.
Did you have custody of your daughter, too, for a period of time?
For the past 6 years, full custody.
And it wasn't until after this incident that Sydney went back to her mother, is that right?
Yes, it was a stepping stone to modify the custody.
And so that's been for about a year?
Yes.
That Sydney's been with her mother?
Yes.
Don't throw out her bed.
Oh, I will not. It's already made.
What?
1997, Mark and I resided together till 2002. We shared full custody with each other. I moved out of the house October 2000. Then he moved all these people in the house and then moved her in.
Madam.
He didn't have custody. We shared custody. I lived with him. We were a unit.
Is your older child living with him on a full-time basis?
Yes.
And your younger daughter... Shh. Listen to me very carefully. And your younger daughter, immediately preceding September of 2002. I don't care if it was for an hour or for a week or for a month. She lived with her father.
We shared the kids equally.
I don't believe that. Do you have an order?
Yeah,
I'd like to see the order. Immediately prior to September of 2002.
Yeah, I had them prior.
Let me.
The order that was set in 97, but we got back together for 6 years.
Did you hear what I said? I said immediately prior to September of 2002. I don't care if it's a week or a month. Let me see the order where you share 50-50 custody.
I was living in the house. We both had 50-50. I moved out.
You are not living in the house July of 2002, right?
I moved out October 1st, 2001.
You're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. I said immediately preceding September of 2002, you were not living with your former husband, and your daughter was not living with you full time.
She was.
And you said
4 days a week.
And I said, let me see the order.
We never went by the order.
I said, let me see the order.
I don't have that order. I mean, we shared the kids.
I'd like to see the order. Could I see the order, Bird? She has the order.
This is the parenting plan.
Not after.
It's not after. It's what was in effect.
It was. We never went by that.
Can I just see the order, please? This schedule provides that upon enrollment in school, the children shall reside with their father.
That was in 1997.
I don't care what it is. That's what the order is.
But we did.
That's what the order is. This is an order where you had full custody of the children. She had visitation. Okay, listen to me. I'm sorry I can't help you. I'm sorry I can't help you for the following reason. She had a right to go in and file for a violation of this protective order because she, in her mind, said, you violated the order by saying nasty things to me. When I say you, she's talking about the cumulative you. And I would assume that both of you had some things to say standing on line. I'm not going to revisit that. I think that her violation petition was probably dismissed in the entirety because the order of protection was not for her. It was on behalf of Sydney, who was a minor, and perhaps she didn't understand that. I think she has problem understanding things, period. So I'm sorry that you suffered by virtue of this, but you should have kept your mouth shut in the clerk's office, sir. It would have been the smarter and wiser thing to do, because then she would have had absolutely no basis whatsoever to go in and file this. Ms. Clevenger, you have absolutely no basis to counterclaim, no basis for your lawsuit.
Excuse me, this order was, it says the petitioner and her children on this September 25th.
Can I ask you a question? Are you not hearing me?
I'm hearing you.
I just dismissed her case against you, and I told you that you have no basis to sue her. You were the person who filed for a protective order, and she is perfectly within her rights to try to go into court and say there was no basis for it. I want a rehearing, and if you had to hire a lawyer and lose days from work going into court, you precipitated it. So that's what happens. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, folks. Have seats.
Mr. Cameraman, it is your claim that the defendants, both father and son, had you falsely arrested. You want to be reimbursed for that false arrest, bail money, attorney's fees, pain and suffering, aggravation, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Beck and Master Beck say that they absolutely were within their rights to have you arrested because you did, in fact, put your hands on one of them and threaten the other. So that's what this case is about. How do you know each other?
I didn't know them prior to this. The way that we came in contact with each other is I was driving my car and going to my house to pick up some tools to do some work on some of my rental properties. And Master Beck was parked blocking the right-of-way.
How was he blocking the right-of-way?
He was parked in an alleyway. We live in Newport Beach, which is a very small beach community that has an alleyway to get to the homes.
Okay, so you have to drive through a common alleyway in order to get to all of the homes.
That's true.
Okay. What were you doing there, Stephen?
I was loading my surfboards on top. My car was still on, so I wasn't fully parked. But
well, the car was stopped, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was out standing on my tire. Oh.
When I want a whole story, I'll ask you.
Okay.
Other than that, if you can answer me just the questions, 1 or 2 words will be enough. So the car was, in fact, stopped because you were loading something onto the car.
Yes.
So what happened?
First of all, I didn't observe any surfboards. I had motioned to him to move.
I mean, move and pull out of the driveway.
Yeah, just to get out of the way so I could get to where I was going.
In order to pull out of the way, he had to go through the alleyway someplace else.
Yes, just pull in front of actually the home that he was in front of at the alleyway. He could have pulled into the street, and there was an area to park that he could have been fine there, or pull back where he wanted to. This is common.
Just a second.
Okay, sorry.
So you could have loaded your surfboards by pulling into where your house was.
Yes.
Okay. So he didn't move.
That's correct.
And what did you do?
I motioned to him to move. He acknowledged that I was there and then walked around like, tough luck, I'm going to do as I please. So I thought, okay, I'll get out of the car and approach him. Maybe he'll realize that he needs to move.
I'm bigger than he is.
Yeah, a little bit. So I went up to him. I thought that would do it. That didn't do it. And so I said things like, do you need help to put the key in the ignition so you can turn the car on and move the car? And then his girlfriend started screaming at me.
You're the girlfriend? What was she saying?
She was just screaming, leave him alone. You can't do, just unintelligible things.
Well, what were you doing to him, Mr. Cameraman?
I was actually doing nothing except saying, do you need somebody to show you how to? I was being facetious.
When I ask you to tell me what happened, it's not going to be one of, and then I said, and then he said, and then I said, and then he said, because I don't believe that. Do you understand?
I can understand that, yes, Your Honor.
So, let's backtrack a little bit. You got out of the car after Stephen over here was dissing you.
Yes.
Showing off for his girlfriend.
Exactly.
Because he's a kid.
Yes.
Certainly not doing the right thing, Stephen. When someone pulled up behind you in the car, the right thing to do was to have gotten in the car with your girlfriend and move the car out of the way so that that person could drive through the driveway. Do you understand?
Yeah, I say one thing?
Yeah.
I motioned him, just 1 minute, just like you did, 1 minute, so I could buckle it, so I can move it. It takes 30 seconds, and it's no big deal.
Stephen, this whole thing didn't start because of 30 seconds, Stephen. If you live until you're 100, you're not going to be as smart as I am. It's just the way that God crafted you. There's a certain common sense to life. I understand it. I can't do certain things, but there's a certain common sense that I have. I'm not saying that he did the right thing, Mr. Cummins, because he's still going to give me, and then I said, and then he said. Right? But I'm telling you that you did the wrong thing. Now, Mr. Cameraman, let's get back to and then I said. Go ahead.
I was yelling at him and trying to get him to move the car, and I was actually shocked to even know that anybody else was in the car, and then I heard her screaming, leave him alone, and then I realized since she was escalating everything, I decided I'm going to leave this alone and go back to my car. I went back to my car, turned the engine off, locked it, and proceeded to my house. As I got halfway across the street, Mr. Stephen Beck then decided to get into his vehicle and then move his vehicle to the spot that I said that he could move to that would work. So I realized he had done that. Then I went immediately back to my car and moved my car and put it in a legal parking spot near my house. At that point, I figured everything was over. I was loading things into my car. I made comments. They made comments about things. I yelled and said...
You mean that you were yelling at each other?
We were yelling at each other. Across the street, the girlfriend started saying, come on, hit us. We can have you thrown in jail. Come on, hit us. My mom's a lawyer. I can have you thrown in jail. And I said, well, yeah, I know that. I'm not going to touch anybody.
No, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so that was a lie as well. I went back into my house, came back out, and they had called the police. And Stephen had made up a wild story that I had choked him and smashed him against the car.
Okay, so, and that's why you were arrested. You have a copy of the complaint?
Yes.
May I see it, please?
Yes.
Oh, bird, there, you know that pesky fly that comes out here every once in a while? It's back.
Mm.
You sit down, Tony, for a second. Come up here. What's your name?
My name? Michelle Sabaris.
Michelle. Okay, Michelle. What did you see?
I saw this gentleman, or Stephen was putting his surfboards on top. He was standing on his tire, buckling his boards. Brett came around through the alley, drove in, parked right behind, and honked his horn. And Stephen gestured him 1 second, and then right away, I see him because I'm looking back out of the back. I'm in the passenger seat. He starts getting furious in his car. What I saw a gesture of the finger. Then he gets out of the car immediately, comes right up to Stephen, and their size is different, and I see he comes up to him viciously and goes like this.
Doesn't hit him.
Doesn't hit him, not right then. Next thing I know, I see Stephen against the back, the side of the door, the back door, and Brett had his hands on his neck. And then he opened the door, tried pushing him in the car, was trying to get him so he could move his car. And then from there on...
And you're sitting in the passenger seat all this time?
Yes, and I'm in the passenger seat, and when I see him put his hands on his neck, that's when I start yelling, yes. And I got scared, and he wasn't a minor, but what I yelled, because I thought he was going to beat him up, I yelled,
get your hands off him. He's a minor.
You mean if he was older, it would have been okay?
Well, no, but their size is considerable, and you know.
He's always going to be that size, right?
Right.
Probably.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I don't believe you, because that's my job, because I've been doing this job for a very long time, because you're his mother, and I don't believe you. Do you understand?
No.
Well, I'm sorry. I explained it as best as I can. Mull it over for a while. Maybe you'll get it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Brett Kammerman says he was falsely arrested when Stephen Beck accused him of assault. Stephen says that during an argument, Brett choked him.
Anybody else witness this? Who are you?
I'm Patty Kammerman. I'm Brett's mother.
Where were you when this happened?
I was waiting across the street for Brett to come and pick up tools. And I never saw Brett touch him, push him, or
Well, what
do
did you
any of those
see?
things. I saw just what Brett had said, that he talked to him and he yelled at him, and everybody was very loud and yelling. And Brett went like this and got back in his car, turned the car off, came across the street.
And when you saw all of that, when you saw all of that yelling and all of that gesturing, did you stay in your house?
No, I wasn't in the house.
You just waited?
I was outside.
Did you come across the street to where they were?
No, I was.
Why not?
Because I didn't know what was going on. And I was just standing there.
Well, you're his mother. Maybe he was going to be in trouble. Maybe somebody's going to take a gun at her.
No,
What?
I knew that there was no problem. This happens dozens of times during the summer, where somebody blocks the driveway, somebody else yells, everybody moves out of the way, and it's over with.
Have a seat, Ms. Cameron.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Your Honor, she was inside the house at the time. She was not outside. I made sure of that because I looked for witnesses to witness it. I wanted witnesses.
Okay, your mother saw nothing. I don't believe her. I don't believe her. Okay, so then the police came and you were arrested. Even she knows she's not telling me the truth. Then the police came and you were arrested?
Yes.
Now, what happened with Tony Beck? Stand up, Mr. Beck. Go ahead. By the way, if there are no other witnesses, what are all you people doing here?
They're my character witnesses.
I don't need a character witnesses. I've determined you're a character. Go ahead.
After I was bailed out of jail, I went to Becky and Donnie's house.
Who's Becky and Donnie?
Becky and Donnie are neighbors of mine.
Raise Becky and Donnie. And
Well,
Becky and Donnie
My
here?
grandchildren.
Your grandchildren.
My brother-in-law and sister-in-law.
Okay.
And I talked with them, and they have bad blood on this side of the family. And they said, you know, if you would, please leave us out of it. We don't want to have to come to court. We already don't get along with them. And the dad, it's a situation where they didn't want to be involved, and so
Okay.
I didn't involve them.
You went down to talk to them. After you talked to them, what happened with Tony?
While I was talking to Becky, some man came running through the house and confronted me and said, keep your hands off my son. And I said, you know, you really should get your facts straight. Your son's lying to people about this. I didn't do anything, and I don't even know why I was taken to jail.
Okay. So nothing, according to you, nothing happened with Tony.
Exactly.
Okay.
But then Tony filed a temporary restraining order against me,
Well, that
lying to the authorities, saying that I had threatened him.
Not lying.
Now, why don't you tell me your version,
Thank you,
Mr.
Your
Beck,
Honor.
of the events?
I came through the house and I was off because the confrontation he had with my son. And the words I used when I came up to him is I said, why are you manhandling my son? And he asked, who are you? And Becky says, he's the father of Stephen. He said, get out of here. I don't like you. Get out of here. So, and Becky asked me to leave. I left. As I was leaving, as far as his taunting, when I was leaving, just his character, he says, what's your name? And I says, Don knows my name. And he says, oh, don't even know your own name? And this is the same type of antics that he used with the other kids in the neighborhood as far as taunting them.
Mr. Beck.
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you file an application for a restraining order against
the
him, sir?
restraining order was
what I'm
filed.
asking you, sir.
The restraining order was filed due to a phone call that he made to my father-in-law. He said he had the intentions
Just a second. Did you make a phone call to his father-in-law?
His father-in-law and I were very good friends. We both are real estate investors. We'd been friends for a long time. I wanted to call him and let him know that whatever stories are going around weren't...
Just a second.
Do
you have an affidavit from your relative?
Yes, ma'am. This is the report that my relative went down to the police
I'd like
office.
to see what the affidavit says from your relative, because that formed the basis of your application
Yes, ma'am.
for a protective order. Well, I'd like to see it. This is the statement that is attributed to you, that the victim, whoever your relative is, came to the police front desk to report an annoying phone call he had received. The victim states that on this 20th of July, 2002, his grandson was battered by the suspect cameraman. The victim states that on the same day at approximately 16:30 hours, he received a call from Mr. Cameraman who said, "This is Brett. I know you know I am a martial arts expert. And just to let you know, I intend to sue the Beck family for false arrest. I want to assure you that to your grandchildren, I represent no harm or threat." That is the conversation that is attributed to you.
It's partially true.
Just a minute, what do you want?
I wanted to tell you that I was listening to the phone call.
I don't believe a word you say.
Why not?
Because I don't believe a word you say. I don't believe that you either went out and saw what was happening from outside your house, madam, or that you heard this conversation. I don't believe you. Because that's my job. Because I've been doing this job for a very long time. Because you're his mother, and I don't believe you. I don't believe that he is telling me exactly what happened with this young man. I believe that this gentleman so far had no cause to file for a restraining order against him. No cause. He had no cause. That's clear. But I don't believe your version of the events with Stephen. And therefore, I don't believe you saw what you say you saw. Do you understand?
No.
Well, I'm sorry. I explained it as best as I can. Mull it over for a while. Maybe you'll get it. My question to you, Mr. Cameraman, is what happened during this case when it was in court?
The situation that occurred is I was starting a new corporation.
Don't give me your whole story, Mr. Cameraman. I don't want to hear a whole story about you didn't want this whole thing to drag on.
That's the story. That's what I was going to tell you. If that's not something...
Listen, how come I read your mind?
Well, it was a donation that I made to... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I've been here a long time, sir. I've been doing this job for a long time. What happened with the case, Mr. Cameraman?
I was told it takes a while for this to go, that there are going to be 4 or 5 pretrial hearings.
And?
And I told my attorney that I was tired of this, that it didn't happen, that they are lying, and it's not fair that I have to deal with this for so long. Can you get it taken care of quickly or more quickly?
Mm-hmm.
And so
and
they
your
said...
attorney said to you, I can take care of it more quickly. This is what you're going to have to do.
If you make a donation to the Emergency Victims Fund, then they will let it go, because we have to give something to the DA so he feels like he won. And so at that time, I listened to the attorney and made the donation.
That was a mistake,
It was a mistake.
Because
and at the time, I asked
a $1,000 donation, whatever it is, whether it's in the form of restitution, whether it's in the form of, listen, I'm not going to be able to successfully meet these charges and I just want the whole thing over, whether it's in the form of, I'm too busy to continue with this, someone who feels as if they have been wrongly arrested, forced to post bail, handcuffed, et cetera, does not make a donation of $1,000 to make the charges go away, which is what you did. So you have no case.
Well, I agree with you on that.
You have no case. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. So what do you want me to do? You made a mistake.
Okay, well, at the time, I had never been in a criminal situation. I listened to the criminal attorney. I will call him.
What do you want me to do, Mr. Cameraman?
I'm telling you what the situation is, and what I'm asking you to do is that
You're an intelligent man, Mr. Cameraman.
Thank you.
You are an intelligent man. An intelligent man knows that when you pay money into the criminal justice system, it is almost a signal, at least it is some indication, that you feel as if you are in some way wrong. That's the way it's interpreted, Mr.
I can understand
Cameraman.
your interpretation.
That's the way it's interpreted,
However,
sir.
that's not the case. And
well,
that's why I brought character witnesses.
I'm not interested in your character witnesses, sir. And I don't believe your mother. I believe that you overreacted to this young man, and I do believe that you put your hands on him. I don't believe that you hit him.
You believe that I put my hands on him?
Yes. I don't believe that you hit him. I don't believe that you hurt him. I believe that you lost your temper when he didn't move that car fast enough. And I think he was showing off for his girlfriend.
He was.
And I think that what he was doing was rude and inconsiderate, and he's 19 years old, and you're a lot older, and you should have cooled it, let it pass.
That's what I did.
And you didn't.
I did
and you didn't. He, of course, had no right to bring you to court for the restraining order, because you had no grounds for a restraining order, Tony Beck. You behaved badly, sir. You can't act like a brat. When you act like a brat, things happen. Sometimes you're going to meet up with people who are bigger and stronger, and you can't anticipate what their mental state is going to be, so you have to be respectful of other people's time. You have to be respectful of other people's property. You want to load your car, you don't pull your car unless you absolutely have to in a place that inhibits somebody else from getting by. That's just being respectful. That doesn't give him license to overreact to you, because he could have done exactly what he did 5 minutes later, which is to pull his car into another spot, leave it, and go across the street to get his tools, or at least that's what he was trying to do, to go across the street to get his other tools. Anyway, you have no case, Mr. Cameron. You paid $1,000. $1,000 is some indication of guilt. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. This is case number 103 on the calendar in the matter of Ford versus Normandin.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Miss Ford, how long did you and the defendant live together?
Probably about 1.5 to 2 years.
And it is your claim that sometime within that period of time, you accepted a loan from your mother. Well, he accepted a loan from your mother. The check was given physically to you, but the loan was for the purpose of him paying off his truck.
Mm-hmm.
And it was clearly understood between the three of you, the defendant, and your mother, that it was his responsibility to pay her back.
Yes.
You broke up. Mr. Normandin said, not my loan, it's her loan. It's her arrangement with her mother. I never made the arrangement to pay her back. Is that right, sir?
That's correct.
So you bought a truck when, sir?
About a year before actually about 6 months before we got together. I bought the truck and was making payments on it with all my own funds. Was trying to save up to pay it off because of the high...
Slowly, I'm old.
Because of the high interest rate and the high insurance costs for full coverage on the vehicle, I need to get it paid off as quick as possible. So I was working 3 jobs, saving as much money as possible. I saved up about $11,000 of my own money to pay it off within a 4-month period of time. And I only needed another $1,000 or so to finish it off. And at that time, she agreed she would help me out with that.
Tell me the conversation when she agreed to help you out with that. Tell me, I want to hear the conversation.
I told Tracy that if I paid off the truck sooner, there'd be more money available for us to get other things for us both to use. And she said, after I told her that she would help me out by asking her parents to see if she could borrow some money to help me pay it off. There was never agreement for me to pay it back. It was all her own. I mean, we helped each other out. I mean, I got things for her, she got things for me. I figured this is her helping me out. That's as far as I took it. I didn't know it was a loan on my behalf.
Were you covering your own bills in addition to the truck stuff?
Yes, I was.
Was she working?
A little bit here and there. She had a full-time job, but she wasn't making that much money.
You said if I could get this paid off faster, I'd have more money for us and our bills. So she agreed to get a loan from her mother.
Yes, ma'am.
And you got the money?
With the agreement that if he didn't pay it back, that I was held responsible. But I didn't benefit from it.
When you made that agreement with your stepmother, was he present?
Yes.
Where were you all?
We were in our house, and he made me call my stepmother. I called her, asked for the money. Then she asked to speak to John. She spoke to John. The agreement was made between them that she would send the $1,000 and that he would pay her back either right away or in increments with the money that he was saving from not having insurance.
Now when was that check written?
March of 2003.
How much after that did the two of you break up?
We broke up about 3 months.
It was in November, Your Honor.
We broke up.
November of 2003?
Yes, that's correct.
Who was this person?
I didn't.
Who was this person?
This is my husband.
Okay. When were you married?
We got married January 15th.
When did you break up with Mr. Normandin?
I'm sorry, it was 2002. My mistake.
We broke up in June of the last June that we just had.
June of 2003?
Yes.
And the truck loan was March of 2003?
Yes.
So 3 months later?
Yes.
Okay. And when you left, you took the truck, sir?
Yes, I did.
Had things started to deteriorate between you and the plaintiff at that point?
They'd been deteriorating for a while before that, and the check her mother sent her was way before that. It was in 2002 she received that check because I tried...
Can I see the check, please?
Sure. That's the check.
Date of the check is March 11th, 2003, sir.
Then I must be mixing something up because
you mixed up.
I moved out a year and a few months after we broke up. We had a lease together. It ended November of 2002. I lived with my father for a year and a few months. I have receipts for every month since then from him and a signed lease agreement from him.
I'm not interested in a lease from your father.
But she's saying that we lived together.
I'm not interested in a lease from your father. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see the paperwork when you paid off the truck.
I don't have that.
Why not? I'd be interested in seeing that, not a lease from your father.
It's been at least a year since I paid off that truck.
Listen to me carefully, sir. I'm not interested in a lease from your father. I would be interested to see when you paid the truck off.
I didn't believe I needed that.
Well, you were coming here about a truck, were you not?
I thought I was coming here about money that was borrowed.
You were coming here about the truck, correct?
It's not what I understood.
Why would you bring a lease instead of the payoff payments for the truck?
Because the
There's no logical reason for that, sir.
The payoff had nothing to do with that loan.
There is no logical reason why you would bring a lease. This isn't about rent.
I understand that.
It's not logical that you would bring totally irrelevant paperwork instead of bringing paperwork that could be marginally related to this case. It just doesn't make sense. Now, what I want to see is the check that you indicate he gave your mother for $500. That I would like to see, and then stop payment on it.
I would love to give it to you, but he sent the check, and then he either went to Texas or California, I think it was Texas, to visit his brother, called me, told me to call my stepmother, tell her not to cash the check. So he didn't put a stop payment on it, he just told me to tell her not to cash it. She did not cash it. She can't find it, unfortunately, because
don't tell me why she can't find it, because she's not here to tell me that.
Actually, she's in the back.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Could you bring her in, please?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
It wasn't an I, it was a we.
Take out your wallet and give me the registration. Then we do a we. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't be a smarty with me. You're going to lose.
And later today.
Had anything happened prior to her going on vacation?
I found a girlfriend and we started dating.
This girlfriend right here?
Yes.
Is that your real hair? What?
My real hair, yeah, not the real color, no.
Even Bird knew that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tracy Lynn Ford says ex-boyfriend John Normandin owes for a loan to pay off his truck.
When did you send a check for $500?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Yeah, it was in May.
May of what year?
2002, I believe.
Let me see the check register.
Why would you pay for
the whole
register?
Shh. Let me see the whole check register. What was the name of the company that you had a loan for the check?
I don't recall.
Think hard.
I can't remember. I've had a lot of loans since then.
I'm just talking about your truck loan, sir. You still have the truck?
Yes, I do.
Well, if you still have the truck and you wrote out a check for $11,000, one would think that you would remember.
It was over a year and a half ago. I've done a lot since then.
You sent her this $500, sir, after you had made all the payments that I see here for the truck.
The payoff wasn't a written check from me. It was a cashier's check from the
I understand that. What I'm saying is you made payments for the truck, $500 payments for the truck to Chevrolet.
That was when I first bought it.
Listen carefully to me. After your last payment for the truck that is registered here, you sent her a check for $500.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what you're telling me is that was not in return of a loan.
It was a joint bank account between me and Tracy Lynn. When the bills were due, I wrote most of the checks.
Yes. Shh.
Sorry.
Just a minute.
So the money was both of ours together. Every penny I made, she had access to. Everything she made, I had access to.
Sorry.
I am correct that after you paid off the truck, which included her $1,000, you wrote out a check to her for $500.
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened with that check?
Tracy called and said that John did not have money in the account to cover it, and if I could hold it for a short period of time.
So what did you do with the check?
We held it, and recently I looked for it.
Now, you have the truck, and she has the debt.
I assume so.
Why is that reasonable, sir?
Well, I owned every penny I paid on that truck was my money.
No.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. You had a specific discussion, and the specific discussion with this young lady was, I need another $1,000 to pay off the truck, so that I can stop working the 3 jobs and just put all the money into the truck, but we can start living more reasonably.
It wasn't an I, it was a we. We needed the money to pay off
Well, then
the
how
truck.
about I do this, sir? How about you take out your wallet, give me the registration for the truck, and I will have you sign the truck, half of it, over to the plaintiff. How about that? Would you like to do that? Take out your wallet and give me the registration. Take out your wallet and give me the registration. Then we do a we. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Don't be a smarty with me. You're going to lose. We happens when 2 people are married. When 2 people aren't married, you don't have we. You have yours and you have hers. You got the truck, she's got the debt. There is something wrong with that. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's been hard because he refused to pay the money back when he knew he needed to.
We had an equal sharing relationship, and I guess it wasn't as equal as I thought it was.
It's put a lot of stress on me because I don't want to owe my stepmother money, and it was my thing to pay when he wouldn't pay it.
She needs money badly because she's pregnant and has no money.
I have plenty of money. We've got a nice house. I don't need his money.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Diva versus Hess. Step forward.
23-year-old animal caretaker Danielle Deaver is suing former roommate, 26-year-old skateboard rep Todd Hess for breaking a lease.
Ms. Deaver, the defendant was a roommate, friend of yours. You entered into a lease together to share an apartment, and it is your claim that he moved out without paying move-out fees, which ended up costing you a substantial amount of money, and you want him to pay for half of that. Mr. Hess says you threw him out of the apartment. He owes you nothing. When did you move in with Ms. Deaver?
No, October or November.
Why?
She just moved back into Wisconsin from California, and I wasn't happy with the living arrangements that I was at. So
And you knew each other before?
Yes.
For how long?
About a month and a half.
You knew him for a month and a half before you took him in as a roommate?
Yes.
It's interesting. When did you move out, Mr. Hess?
December?
Why are you asking me? You said December? I don't know.
I believe December.
Is that when he moved out?
It was December.
December what?
The 28th.
Now tell me about December 28th. Under what circumstances did Mr. Hess move out?
I had just gotten back from vacation. We hadn't seen each other for just about a week. Came back, I don't know, started fighting, not sure.
What were you fighting about, Miss Deaver?
No, I don't recall.
Well,
bickering.
now, just a second. So you don't recall what you were fighting about. But Mr. Hess does. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Try to be a little more assertive. What kind of work do you do?
I am a rep for skateboarding brands, companies.
A what?
Outside rep.
An outside rep. That means you're a salesman.
Yes.
Salesman. Ha ha! Got to be a little more forceful, Mr. Hess.
All right.
So you remember the 28th? Because you tell me you do. You remember what happened.
Yes, I remember.
So she came back from vacation. She was gone for about a week. Had anything happened prior to her going on vacation?
Well, I found a girlfriend, and we started dating.
This girlfriend right here?
Yes.
Girl with the blue hair? Is that your real hair?
What? My real hair, yeah, not the real color, no.
Even Bird knew that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There's been nights where I was in bed sleeping, and she'd be trying to get in my room with a knife through the door handle. So on the 28th, when she told me in a drunken rage to leave, I just thought...
What exactly did she say?
She said, "Get out, I want you out of here."
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Danielle Deaver says former roommate Todd Hess broke their apartment lease. Todd says Danielle is abusive.
Okay, so you found a girlfriend before she went away on vacation. That's something had changed. And what happened when she came back from vacation on the 28th of December?
She went out with some friends, went to a bar, I assume, drank, got drunk.
Could you move it forward a little
bit? Got drunk, came home screaming at me about everything, about
well,
the
tell me
living
what she was
situation.
saying to you, Mr. Hess.
Well, she liked me. More, I wasn't, I guess, it wasn't the smartest thing to do is to move in with someone when, you know, there was attraction. And in early December, I put an end to us hanging out. So it got kind of uncomfortable to live with each other.
Now, good. Now I got the background. You moved in together. She may have had intentions that were different from yours. You're there for a little while. You find a girlfriend, and you are drawn to her instantly. That blue hair was dazzling.
Yes.
She goes away on vacation. She comes home, goes out with some friends, comes back, and she's angry about the girlfriend.
Yeah, but this isn't the first time that her anger has, made living arrangements unbearable. There's been nights where I was in bed sleeping, and she'd be trying to get in my room with a knife through the door handle, screaming, banging on my door in front of her friends, in front of my friends. So on the 28th, when she told me in a drunken rage to leave, she wanted me to move out, I just thought...
What exactly did she say?
She said, "Get out, I want you out of here. Leave, just grab your stuff and leave."
Perfect, and that's what you wanted. And that's what you did.
That's what I did. I had no place to go.
That's what he says happened, Miss Deaver. He said you came home, you were a little bit high, you got into a battle, you don't remember what it was about, so I have to believe him.
Well, that's what he says, but how could I have paid the rent on the 28th to the manager before 5 o'clock, or just after 5 o'clock when he got home from work, if this happened the 28th at night? He didn't even remember when he moved out. I had written the rent check on the 28th for my half to secure that I would stay there when he told me the 27th he was moving out.
What I'm saying is, he says you told him to leave.
That's not true.
Well, but you say you don't remember.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, sure you did.
You said I didn't.
No. You didn't remember sufficiently to testify. I said, what was the fight about? You said, I don't know. I said, well, he knows. So if you don't know what the fight was about, and he says, I know what the fight was about Miss Lovely, and she told me to get out, then I have to believe him.
Which is not true, because we actually were on a fight, and he said, can you leave me alone? I'm on the phone with my girlfriend. And I said, I didn't even know you had a girlfriend. So this was in the midst of our fight that all of a sudden he was talking on the phone. So the whole girlfriend thing didn't even come up till after we were already arguing.
What were you arguing with him about?
Roommate things, I don't know. I had just gotten home from
Are you still in the apartment?
No. I have the 5-day notice to pay or leave. I had paid my half for the January rent on the 28th, which supposedly the day the fight was, which wasn't true. But I had paid the 28th for my half of
January's rent.
Yes.
So I have to determine whether or not he is required to pay any other rent when the situation in the apartment escalated to the point of, it didn't involve physical violence yet, but it quite well might have had it escalated any further. Somebody was going to call the police if he was screaming and yelling at him or at each other, and I believe him because I have nothing to the contrary. You don't remember what the fight was about, and he says you told him to get out. Sounds right. And if you told him to get out on the 28th, and he did, then he's not responsible for January's rent. Case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, folks.
Mr. Vaughn, let me try to understand what your lawsuit is about. According to what I've read, you rescued this dog, I assume, from a shelter.
Yes, ma'am, from a city shelter.
And then you turned the dog over to the defendant's shelter for the purposes of being, I assume, adopted.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that was months ago. And now you want the dog back. Ms. Peck says she's not going to give you the dog back because she's afraid that what you really want to do is to have the dog euthanized, because you've done that before with other animals. And she said the whole problem is that you were interested in her socially, and that since she rebuffed your advances socially, you want to get even by taking the dog back. Something like that. Is that right? Okay. I understand, Mr. Vaughn, according to you, that you've donated a substantial amount of money to Miss Peck's shelter. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
How much money have you donated to Miss Peck's shelter?
Roughly $60,000 to $80,000.
You have proof of that, sir?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
I'd like to see it.
Your Honor, may I say something?
I just want to see his proof that he's donated that kind of money to your shelter. Okay. How did you become interested in this rescue, in this Chihuahua rescue, Mr. Vaughn?
Well, about a little over 8 years ago, my roommate and I adopted Chihuahuas from Miss Peck here. We adopted the ones that she says could not be adopted out because they were aggressive, they were biters, and we adopted them.
How many did you adopt?
Probably around 4, maybe 5 at the most.
Did you have any of them euthanized?
Yes, Your Honor. After my roommate passed away, it was in her will that all of her animals be put to sleep, cremated, and buried with her. I took it upon myself. She loved her animals, and she did not want them to be turned back over to Miss Peck.
Why didn't you take care of them?
Well, 17 Chihuahuas is a lot of Chihuahuas.
So you euthanized 17
No,
Chihuahuas?
I had 9 Chihuahuas, the ones that were under medication and have had a beautiful, healthy, happy life, and were getting sickly. The older ones, I had them put to sleep.
How many?
9 of them. They was cremated, and they was buried with Miss Peg in a pet cemetery.
She was buried in a pet cemetery?
Yes. That was her wish and her will.
Why do you want this dog back?
I want this dog back to where I can take care of it and give it a proper home at my house.
Why did you give it away in the first place?
Well, I adopted the dog from a city animal shelter because it had mange problems. I wanted it to have a chance to get a good home out in the public and not be euthanized at the shelter because of its condition.
Okay.
I then took it straight to a vet, which I have papers of ownership and a vet
No, I
records.
understand. Sir, you turned the dog over to the defendant. Why do you want the dog back now?
Because the dog was not adopted out as it was planned, and the dog did not receive proper medication as it should have, and was quarantined in a little small cages, roughly 2 foot by 2 foot. And it's not right for an animal to be confined like that on top of another cage with animals under it.
I'll hear you. When did he turn the dog over to you?
In December.
Okay, is there any reason why this puppy has not been adopted?
He and the witness who's with him now actually adopted the dog a long time ago from a city shelter, and they broke up. And when they broke up, George gave us the dog to care for. I should probably call the veterinarian who can explain the condition of this dog.
Is there a veterinarian here?
Yes, Dr. Hahn. Could you explain?
Could you step up, please? What kind of skin condition does this puppy have?
He's got a condition called demodectic mange, which is a little like mite that lives in the hair follicles, and he's got Seborrhea oleosa, which is like a...
And there's nothing you can do for him to get him better?
You can control it, but you can't cure it. Well, the mites you can cure in some cases. With him, he's been a real problem because he has a real bad case of it, and it may never be able to be cleared up. But the Seborrhea will always be with him, and it's just a control measures that you have to do to make him feel better, like bathing him regularly. And
do they do that at the shelter?
Kimi does it, yes, Your Honor.
Is it a male or female?
Male.
Does he ever get to go home with somebody, or is he in a cage all the time?
We have a sanctuary as well as a rescue organization. Some dogs I evaluate and I give them a lot of time. If I don't feel they're adoptable, if I don't feel there's going to be someone that I can trust to treat this dog the rest of his life, he will stay in a sanctuary where he will be loved. He will have a lot of volunteers. We're open to the public. This dog I would have to find a very special person for if we were to place him. I'd have to do home checks. I'd have to do surprise home checks the rest of his life.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor, when I adopted the dog from the shelter, I took it straight to my vet. He treated the dog, and then the dog, after it was treated, came back to Miss Anderson's house, my witness, and she took care of the dog until it was well enough to be neutered.
So?
And then the dog was neutered in November the 7th.
So?
And then it was taken to Miss Peck's place.
The question is why?
Why?
Yeah.
The dog was turned over
did the two of you, were you living with this lady?
No, ma'am, I'm not. She's a good friend. She's an animal groomer. She does medicate and take care of animals.
Okay, but she didn't want the dog.
Can I speak?
What?
When I'm the one that found the dog at the animal shelter.
So?
I told him, he went in and
rescue him.
Good.
He took him to me. We took him to the vet. I'm the one that initiated his care. And by the way, these dogs, demodectic mange is not end stage, and it is treatable, and it is curable.
Okay, good.
Because I have many.
My question to you is, you did not want the dog.
We bailed it out to put it up for adoption.
Okay, well,
at
that's
the time,
what was done.
I had a venue where I adopted him, where I tried to adopt him. We lost that venue. He took him to her, hoping he would get adopted out.
Oh,
that hasn't happened.
Oh, listen to me. All I am saying to you is, you did not want this dog.
If we hadn't have been able to find a suitable home, either one of us would be willing to keep him.
Sit down. You can have a seat, Dr. Hahn. Thank you. This is my problem. It is clear from what you tell me that you were not interested in keeping this dog for yourself, but that you wanted the dog cared for initially by the defendant and adopted by someone else and cared for by someone else. Ordinarily, if you said to me, well, they haven't been able to adopt this dog out because of the condition, I want the dog back now, I might say, well, that sounds like a better plan than keeping the dog for the next 10 years in a situation where occasionally it'll have a play date, but for a good part of the time it's kept in a locked situation. But I think it's nutty to have euthanized 9 dogs to be cremated and buried because some old lady says that that's her last wish. And you comply with that wish and kill 9 and have 9 dogs that weren't all ready to go at the same time, buried with this lady's ashes in a dog cemetery. That, Mr. Vaughn, is a little kooky to me, sir. And I, Mr. Vaughn, quite frankly, would not sleep well if I turned this dog over to you. So I'm dismissing your lawsuit. Do you understand? You're not getting the dog back, and you're not getting $1,500 back, because anybody that can kill 9 dogs is not playing with a full deck. Goodbye. Thank you.
He was stalking me. He was driving by the kennel. He was threatening to harm me and all of our dogs.
She's got an issue with people that she cannot control.
He had asked me to marry him, and I don't know if this is about rejection or seems suspicious.
Why would I propose to someone married to a man, plus living with another man? Why would I want to get tangled up in something like that?
She was very quick, and she went right to the point, and I'm thrilled, and I'm so happy for this dog.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Williams versus Williams. Step forward, please.
25-year-old law student Michael Williams is suing his ex-girlfriend, homemaker Elaine Williams, for money owed due to breach of contract. Michael says Elaine promised not to throw him out of the house.
Mr. Williams, you're not related to the defendant, are you?
No, ma'am.
According to what I read, she was a family friend. You rented a room from her. You claim a breach of contract for some nonsense, and then a loan to her in a small amount, $150 or $250. Miss Williams says she never had a contract with you for anything, and she never borrowed any money from you. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you known Miss Williams?
June of last year.
What happened last June, Mr. Williams?
I knew she was renting a room, so I went to her house, her apartment in June. We talked. She said she would rent the room out to me. While I was there, I was appreciative that I had the room, because I am a student trying to go to school, and she didn't charge too much for rent. Unfortunately, her feelings for me started to grow, and in the process of her feelings getting in the way, she started getting violent. Her violence was taking over. I couldn't handle the violence anymore, so at the end of that year, which was in December, I left.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Listen to me,
yes, no,
smart
no
mouth.
No, ma'am, I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm not trying to have a smart mouth in that sense.
Well, then I want you to be quiet,
yes,
because when I'm speaking, I'm the only person who speaks.
Yes, ma'am.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michael Williams says he had a deal with former live-in girlfriend Elaine Williams. Michael says Elaine agreed to pay him if she wanted him to move out.
Go ahead.
I left, and then about 2 weeks after I left, she called me talking about she missed my company. She wanted me to come back. She wouldn't care who I have over for company, male, female, whatever. She didn't mind. She would reduce my rent, and she would give me about 2 or 3 months free. When I moved back, I made sure everything was clear. I let her know I was going to tape record her because she lies a lot. I put the tape recorder on the table. I said, Mrs. Williams, you are aware that we are recording. Oh, yes, okay, okay. She agreed to everything.
And that's what's on that tape recording?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'd like to hear that.
Now, Elaine. Bye now. Dave, what's today's date? Sunday, the 18th. Are you aware that we are recording right now? Yes. Okay. And where we at? We're in the kitchen, right? And the tape recorder's on. Now, are you sure you want me back here? I know I'm here now. My stuff is here. But if you don't want me here, I do not mind packing my stuff and leaving. I will still be your friend. I'm not going to say, well, since you don't want me here, I'm going to press charges. No, I'm not going to press charges because of that. I agreed to drop the charges on Monday. I won't press the charges Monday. I know you're going to do that. Okay, well, I'm right here on tape. It is recording right now. The question I'm asking you is, are you sure you want me to be here, living here at this house with you for at least another 6 months? Yes, I thought you just interviewed me before. Why you make me repeat myself? Yes, before. Why you make me repeat myself? Making sure you remember what you told me. You want to taunt me? No, I'm making sure you remember what you told me, and I'm making sure you haven't changed your mind. I would agree to pay you $200 a month for rent, and I will take my 2 months rent for free. That ain't no money. Now you're trying to... No, ma'am, I'm not. Let it be known for the record, I'm not trying to cheat Elaine. Who are you going to put that tape to? It depends on my business in the street. Whoever say I'm lying. No problem, okay? I agree. Okay, I agree not to take the 3 months free. I'll take the 2 months.
Sorry for too so long to get to that part, ma'am. But it is on the tape.
I don't care whether it's on the
yes,
tape
I'm just letting you know that it is on tape, and she did say
I don't care whether it's... Listen to me very carefully, Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't care if it's on the tape or
yes,
not.
Ma'am.
Miss Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
47. My birthday was June the 3rd.
Okay. And how do you support yourself?
Well, right now, I do home care for some people that I know, and I go to Urban League. I'm in computers, mathematics, and English at Urban League.
So they're trying to teach you a trade?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you get any kind of disability, any kind of Social Security?
No, well, till my baby gets some money, and my baby father's sending some money from Cleveland, Ohio.
And when was the last time you were employed on a full-time basis?
Oh, I worked for Afro bail bondsman, but I was living by Southwest Police Department. I was working for him. Everything was going all right till he wanted to turn the job into loving. So, okay, I know you won't hear that, so I left.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
You said that you were going to school?
Yes.
What kind of school do you go to?
I go to El Camino Community College.
And what do you want to be when you grow up?
A lawyer.
And you think that this created a contract?
Yes, ma'am.
It didn't.
In my eyes, it's documented evidence that we agreed upon.
I don't care what it is in your eyes. Get glasses.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me explain to you very briefly, sir, what a contract is. Either a contract that is written or a contract that is oral. The first thing that you have to have in a contract is a meeting of the minds. That's the first thing. And if you ever get to law school, your contract professor is going to tell you that you cannot have a valid, binding contract unless two people have a meeting of the minds. And for a variety of sundry reasons, Mr. Williams, you and this lady did not have a meeting of your respective minds.
Oh, yes, ma'am, yes, we did. I'm sorry I didn't get to that point, but yes, we did.
No.
Yes, ma'am, we did.
No, you didn't, sir, because I'm not quite sure that each of you had the equipment. I heard nothing on this tape recording that suggests to me that there was ever a meeting of the minds, which is a prerequisite to having a contract.
You didn't get that
because
far.
that's what I heard enough.
No, ma'am, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. You're a hustler.
No, ma'am.
You're a hustler.
Okay.
You're a hustler, and you're taking advantage of her. And if you didn't want, put your hand down. And if you didn't want to move back in with her, then you don't move back in with her. And if you felt as if she was taking advantage of you, then go find someplace else to live. Now, you had a complaint against her, and you said that you were going to notify the district attorney that you weren't going to proceed so she wouldn't have to go to jail. What kind of a complaint did you have against her, sir?
That might have been either the criminal threats or the assault and battery.
And you were willing to drop those charges against her if she told you could come back and give you a few months free rent and reduce your rent to $200. Is
No,
that
ma'am,
what?
you got
That's
it
what you
wrong.
told her on
No,
the
ma'am,
machine?
that's not how it was.
Oh, yes, that's exactly
No,
what you
ma'am, that's
told
not
her.
how
That
it
was
was.
your voice.
No, it wasn't like that.
That was your voice
Yes, I
because
said
somebody
that, but you
listened to me.
Yes, ma'am,
Smart
no
mouth.
disrespect. No, ma'am, I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm not trying to have a smart mouth in that sense.
Well, then I want you to be quiet
Yes,
because
ma'am.
when I'm speaking, I'm the only person who speaks.
Yes, ma'am.
If somebody complains to the police and to the district attorney that they are in fear of their safety because someone has assaulted them, threatened them, battered them, they don't go back to that house in an attempt to negotiate a lower rent. Do you understand, sir? That doesn't make any sense.
Ma'am, she called me offering
I
me
don't
those
care if
things.
she called you. What difference does it make if she called you? You say, don't call me, I'm afraid of you.
Michael,
and if
I
you
need
call
your
me
help.
again, I'm speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you call me again, I'm going to call the district attorney because I'm the police because I'm afraid of you. You assaulted me. You don't say, well, I'll come back and I'm not afraid of you if you agree to give me a reduction in rent and a couple of months free. Do you understand, Mr. Williams?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Goodbye. Go get a life. That's all.
292 on the calendar in the matter of Kreider versus Barnes. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Ms. Kreider, you and the defendant used to be neighbors.
Yes.
You moved.
Yes.
According to what I read, on the day of your move, it is your claim that the defendant assaulted you. You were
Yes.
suing him for that assault. Mr. Barnes says that he did not, in fact, assault you and that you hit his wife with your car that day. So, how long were you neighbors before you moved?
Approximately 2.5 months.
But you had lived there for 3 years, and Mr. Barnes and his family moved into the complex where you lived.
Yes.
Okay. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Good. On what date did you move?
We started the move on the 2nd of March, and the 4th was when we were going to get the remaining things out. So.
Is that when this
Yes.
incident occurred, on
I was
March 4th?
taking boxes to my son.
So why don't you tell me what happened?
My son called to let me know that he was finished with the boxes he had, that he needed more boxes, so bring them up to the apartment. And I went up there, went inside, and I went into the kitchen to...
Of your apartment?
Of the apartment,
Of your
yes.
old apartment. Now, what floor did you live on?
It was a twin, side by side.
And the Barnes family lived in the other apartment?
Yes, on the other side.
I understand. So it's really...
Like a house,
Like a
only
house.
split in half.
Go ahead.
My son had asked permission for a few of his friends to be over while he was doing it because he was alone, and Brooks and I were at the house. And the children, the girls, two of the girls came out in the kitchen and said, Mrs. Kreider, there's someone at the door. So I walked out, and when I walked out there, Brooks was at the door, and Mr. Barnes was screaming at him. And I got out there and I said, look, we're moving out. Go back to your house and leave us alone, excuse my language. Just leave us alone. And he looked at me and he said, this isn't over, B. I know where you live. And he proceeded to describe my house. He said, you live in a greenhouse with white shutters. And I was just, I was taken back. I couldn't believe he was describing where I lived. And foolishly, I stepped outside my door and went to say, what the heck are you talking about? And I don't remember anything after that. I came to on the sidewalk. I felt like my jaw was broken and my knee. And when I came to, all I saw was my son swinging. I guess he had pulled a mailbox out of the ground. And he was swinging it at Mr. Barnes to keep him away from me. And then my other son came out when I was conscious. Things happened in the interim to get me inside. So they got me inside. I was sitting in a chair, and then I felt like I was going to get sick to my stomach. So I went to move into the bathroom downstairs and passed out in the dining room again. So the ambulance was on its way.
Can I see the medical reports, the ambulance reports, and the police reports that you have, please? So it looks to me as if you went to a medical provider that day and had x-rays of your jaw, of your knee. Okay, so you went immediately and had an x-ray. I'm not interested in stuff that happened months later. Okay, Mr. Barnes, now I'm prepared to hear you, sir.
Okay, Judge Judy. Mrs. Kreider is the biggest racist I've ever met in my life.
Just tell me what happened on March the 4th.
I was getting ready to take my wife to get some furniture for my daughter. I was sitting in my van, which was parked in front of my house, and my wife was getting ready to get in the car. So as she was walking to get in the van, Mrs. Kreider came up the hill. She was swerving her car, and she hit my wife, and she was laughing as she was doing it. I seen this from my rearview mirror. As I got out, helped my wife up, took her back to our house. If you can see, our house is very close. The doors are very close. I have pictures of it to show you.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Deborah, I said, Deborah, you're going to jail for this.
Okay, just a second. You saw the plaintiff's car knock your wife down.
Right.
You went and picked your wife up. Now, when
Right.
did you say something to her?
Okay, as soon as I made my way back across my lawn to get my wife to the house, Deborah pulled her car around inside the driveway and ran inside the house. And she stood in the doorway. She didn't go anywhere. She stood there laughing at us as I'm helping my wife into the house. I yelled to my kids, call the cops, call the cops, call for ambulance. I said, Deborah, you're going to jail for this. I said, I know where you live at. When I said I know where you lived at, the same face that she had when she hit my wife, it's like she changed. And she punched through the screen door. She hit me with the door, and she was making her way around the door. When she stepped down, she was coming to get me. I pushed the door back, and she fell in the little bush that was right there.
What's this broken car window that...
That's a window that she punched through. She punched through with her fist.
When?
This happened when we first moved, the week we moved here. She punched the window, and she told me.
What did she say?
She said, she rung my doorbell. I opened the door. I said, yes. She said, I broke your window, and you're getting out of here. She's shaking her hand. She had a brand, it was just wrapped up. She said, you're getting out of here. And she said, I'm telling you now, we won't have you in our neighborhood. Go back to the ghetto. You're getting out. This is something we heard on a daily basis.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Sure.
On the 4th, you knew that she was moving. Is
She
that
was
right?
evicted.
She was evicted?
Yes.
Tell me about the eviction.
My landlord served me with an eviction, and she served her with an eviction. One officer called my landlord and explained how many times he responded to her in the past for a lot of violent things that she's done. My landlord went around to each of the neighbors and spoke about it. They told her each of the incidents that her family, her children, broke other people's car windows, all kind of things. My landlord, she said, Gordon, do you mind if I give Deborah a little time to leave? She don't have anywhere to go. I said, I don't mind, as long as they leave my family alone.
Are you still there?
Yes, I am.
And the landlord evicted her?
Yes.
Good. Now, Ms. Kreider, I just want you to answer this question. Is it correct that you were evicted from this residence?
Basically, but not for the reasons he's stating.
I don't care what reason.
Yes.
You were evicted after 3 years.
But I
After
had
living there
already
for-
purchased my home.
Listen, this is a quick phone call. Am I correct that
Yes.
you were evicted from the house? Okay. Did you press charges against Ms. Kreider for running down your wife?
Yes.
What happened with that case?
When we showed up to court, she was arrested and she was in jail for assaulting another woman.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I took the mailbox post out of the ground, and I'll tell you, I wanted to hit him with it so bad, and I restrained myself from hitting him. I did not hit him with that, and you know what? Every day I wish I did.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Deborah Kreider says former neighbor Gordon Barnes assaulted her on the day she moved out of the neighborhood. Gordon claims Deborah is a racist who tried to run over his wife.
Now, you were arrested for knocking her down with your
No.
car? Were you taken into custody?
No.
Were you incarcerated at any time within the last 24 months?
Within the last 24 months?
Yes.
I
Were
had
you
forgot, yes. One
Were
time.
you incarcerated at any time within the last 24
Yes,
months?
but not an assault.
What were you incarcerated for?
All right, I had thought that the court date for their harassment charge, not any assault on her, because that was never filed, was on Tuesday. I went right by there, it was on Monday, and because I didn't show up at court and mistakenly had it even wrong on my calendar, that's why.
Ms.
And I was
Kreider,
out that same night.
Ms. Kreider, so there was a harassment action pending against you that had been filed by the Barnes
Right.
family?
Yes.
Was that your only arrest for harassment or any other charge in the last 24 months?
Yes.
What about your sons?
No, my sons have not been arrested for anything. My one son that is not here, that doesn't live with me, and he didn't live with me at the time. That's the one he was talking about.
How old is he?
He is now 20. He was 19 at the time.
And what was he arrested for?
He had been with me the day that we first went to the neurosurgeon. Because he had
What
an
was he
appointment.
arrested for? You don't get arrested for going to the
It was at
neurosurgeon.
what I understand, he had gone at about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and had used a slingshot and shot out the back windshield of a vehicle that he knew to be the Barneses. This was after we had already lived in our house. We had already
So
moved
is
when
what
Jason
you're
did
telling me that your 20-year-old son went back to the Barnes house and committed an act of vandalism against the Barneses?
Yes.
That's outrageous.
Yes, it was.
Oh, it sure was. Now, Mr. Barnes,
Yes.
What happened with the assault case that Miss Kreider filed against you?
Okay, I was arrested, and when I went to court, I pled not guilty.
Yes.
6 months later, they gave me a contemplation of adjournment, and which said that if I don't get in any trouble in 6 months, everything will be dismissed.
The disposition of that case was an adjournment in contemplation of dismissal.
Right. Exactly. Thank you.
Which is not a finding of innocence, sir. You understand that.
Right.
You chose to accept an adjournment in contemplation of dismissal, which says, I'm not going to fight these charges.
Right.
I'm going to sort of, if there's no further incident between myself and the plaintiff for the next 6 months, or anybody else, the charges will be dismissed.
Can I explain to you why I did that?
I'm listening.
Okay. The reason why I did that, because every time the police came to my residence, they questioned me. I mean, when I was calling her for broken windows and stuff, they would ask me, what are you doing in this neighborhood? Why are you here? Why are your family here? In a very racist way. And when I went to speak to a judge in regards to this case, he said, Mr. Barnes, when you go back to the ghetto, take Miss Kreider with you.
Is what you're saying to me, everybody involved in the justice system where you come from is a racist?
In that town, 90% of them seem like it.
Okay. Now, other than involving incidents with the plaintiff, have you ever been arrested?
Never. Never in my life.
Never in your life?
Right.
Would you mind if I say one thing to you, please? It's offensive to me, very, that anyone would refer to us as racist. One of my son's best friends, Tyrese, lived with us for over 2 weeks. I helped his family out. My son plays on a football team, and they knew that we were being told that we were racist. And these boys just left. I mean, we're very close friends.
Let me ask you this question, Ms. Kreider. Why did you move after having lived there for 3 years?
Because
other than getting evicted.
Well, the reason why she did that, Mr. Barnes had just moved in December. Once she informed him that I had complained about the noise, he told her he would come over and speak to me. He was sorry that he didn't realize we could hear through the walls, because I could hear him and her fighting and being thrown against walls and where's my effing money and don't hit me in front of the baby. And my room seemed to be the focal point on the opposite wall. So instead of coming over to talk to me, he came over and threatened me. So I called the Broome County Sheriff's Department.
Listen to me, Ms. Kreider, that wouldn't have inspired her to evict you.
Right.
That
No,
doesn't
but my lease was up.
It doesn't make sense, madam, that she would have evicted you after 3 years of being a star tenant. I don't buy it.
All right.
Because it doesn't make sense.
Well, my sons were the witnesses to all this. So.
Fine. Which of you...
Can I say something? First of all, none of us are racist at all. And
Fine.
My mom, I was in the car the whole time, and she did not hit her with the car at all. We were...
Just a second. Tell me your name.
Brooks Kreider.
Brooks. You remember March 4th?
Yes, I remember it. Sorry.
You were coming back from the new house?
From the new house with my mom.
With your mother. You're in the passenger seat of the car.
Yes.
And when for the first time did you see Mrs. Barnes?
I didn't even see her. We had pulled in to our driveway, and we had walked inside.
So what you're telling me is when you and your mother drove up to the house on that day...
outside.
Why don't you let me finish?
Sorry.
That when you pulled up to the house, Mrs. Barnes wasn't in the driveway, and you did not see her outside. Now, tell me what happened when Mr. Barnes came to the door.
Well, my brother had his friends over there, and they had walked out into the kitchen and said, Miss Kreider, somebody's here at the door for you. So I had walked out with my mother because I had realized that it was him.
You had had difficulty with Mr. Barnes before?
Yes, many times.
So Mr. Barnes came to the door, and you went out with your mother.
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell me what happened.
Okay. So I had went out there, and then my mom had followed me, and he said, this isn't over, B. He says, I know where you live. Your house is green with white shutters. And my mom went outside, and then he punched her in the face. And he was standing out on the front lawn screaming. And then I had went over and grabbed the mailbox. We had a post, so I had taken the mailbox
It's funny
post.
to him. See how he laughs about it?
Yeah, I would. And
that wouldn't be funny to me.
No. Well, you hit my mother.
Right. If somebody hit my mother, I would laugh about that.
Mr. Barnes.
Your Honor, I'll tell you. I took the mailbox post out of the ground, and I'll tell you, I wanted to hit him with it so bad. And I restrained myself from hitting him. I did not hit him with that. And you know what? Every day I wish I did because of all this stuff that he punched my mother in the face. I would never hit a woman, especially. That's just ridiculous. Anyway, I'd walked outside. I had grabbed the mailbox post out of the ground. my brother ran outside, and I was like, Jesse, get mom, because she was laying on the, she was like up against the brick, and she was passed out. And I had the mailbox post, and I was swinging it. And then he started screaming. His wife was at the door. He said, get my gun. And then...
I don't speak to my wife.
Yes, you do.
Mr.
Yes,
Barnes.
You definitely do. So anyway, she walked inside, and then Jesse's like trying to get my mom up, and my mom's like, she's finally like coming to. He gets her inside the house, and then I followed her. He had walked inside like a little while after his wife came.
Okay. Now, Mr. Barnes, what I want to see from you is a copy of the police report that you filed with regard to your wife being hit by the van.
Can I say one more thing? It's important. Anyway, when we were actually inside the house and we were talking to the police and we were talking to him on the phone, we had no idea that they were even going to say that my mom hit him with a car. This didn't even come up. Out of nowhere, when the ambulance pulled up for my mother, because we had called, my brother had called on the cell phone.
Shh, just a second.
When the ambulance had pulled up, she started standing at the door, and she's like, she hit me with a car, and she started going hysterical, and I'm just like, ridiculous.
No, this is a supporting deposition.
That's what the police wrote up. He asked me and my wife to come to the precinct.
When did you go to the precinct? The next day?
The next day after my wife was taken to the hospital. And
I'd like to see the hospital report on your wife.
And believe me, that was the happiest day of our life when she moved. So we wouldn't have been angry at all. We was finally getting rid of this horrible lady and her family. And we filed order of protections. They never filed an order of protection. We was threatened. We have an order of protection against her. Her son shot up my house twice, not once, twice.
You have a copy of that order of protection?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it.
The whole town knows her. That's why they issued it.
Shh. Listen to me, Mr. Barnes.
It's funny again.
Mr. Barnes.
No, it's your story is funny.
She said the only black people she like is dead black
Mr.
people.
Barnes, you don't want to lose by default here.
I'm very sorry.
This is very interesting, Ms. Kreider. The court in Broome County issued a final order of protection against you, and the final order of protection against you said that you were to stay away from Mr. Barnes and his entire family. Now, this was either after a trial or with your consent.
It's because of my son.
I'm not interested in because of your son. It's a final order of protection that was issued by a court for a period of 2 years on February 21st. Explain it.
On December 22nd, my children and I went to go get our Christmas tree. Now, at that point in time, my 20-year-old, that is the reason why the restraining order is in effect, was still living with us.
Oh, no. Listen to me. This restraining order is not against your 20-year-old. This restraining order is against you.
Yes.
Not your 20-year-old.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
The date that we had gone to get that tree, we were not there. We came home.
So the judge made a mistake. The court made a mistake.
Can I say something?
No. Sit down.
Basically, what had happened was it was one judge that said that unless he does something again.
Do you have a restraining order against Mr. Barnes?
No.
So the only restraining order that exists, which is a final one, not a temporary one, after a finding of guilt, is an order against you in favor of the Barneses. Is that correct?
Yes.
Your case is dismissed, Ms. Kreider. That's all. Step out.
Shipley versus Eccles. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Ms. Shipley, you and the defendant were in a relationship, and it is your claim that he owes you for bail money, and then some time ago he damaged your car, and he promised to pay you, and he never paid you for the damage he did to your car. The defendant says he never damaged your car. There was never an agreement to repay this bail money that he gave you, but he is counterclaiming because he says that during an altercation that the two of you had, you assaulted him. You stabbed him, and he wants to be compensated for the assault. Correct? Okay. When were you together in this relationship?
In 2002 to February of 2004, off and on.
Did you ever live together?
Yes.
When?
We were living together in February of 2004.
How long had you been living together?
About a month at that time.
Okay. First, tell me about the damage to the car so that I can get rid of the small part of your claim. When was the damage to your car and under what circumstances?
His truck got stolen. And
when?
That was before Christmas of 2003, and he had asked me to move in with him because he no longer had a vehicle, and I was to drive him back and forth to work and his daughter back and forth to school and pick her up from school and watch her after school, all
right,
that.
So can we get to the damage to the car, please?
So anyways, sometimes I would let him drive the car, but he was not very skilled at driving a stick shift. So I told him, you know, that would be only in like emergency type situations. And he also drove my car after he had me put in jail when...
Listen to me. I'm not interested in your relationship from the year of the flood. You tell that to your therapist. I want to know when he damaged your car, what date he damaged your car. Give me a date.
He damaged my car on February 29th when he drove my car when I was in jail.
February 29th, 03.
04.
04. How did he damage your car?
By shifting it without engaging the clutch properly.
Were you with him at the time?
No, I was in jail.
So, how do you know that he did that?
Because my witness knew that he drove my car.
Well, let's say he drove your car in February of 2004, and that subsequently something happened to your car, the transmission, something was damaged. What proof do you have that his driving the car was the proximate cause of the injury to your car?
Yes, I do, Your Honor, because he could not coordinate the clutch, the stick.
You weren't there.
But there were times previous to this that he drove my car.
Okay.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Go ahead.
About this. The night that she was incarcerated, she left the car at my house in the garage. Then her friend drove the car over to her ex-husband's house, who has been convicted of stealing her car.
Hey, listen, you tell that to your therapist, too. She has no proof that you damaged her car. So that
no proof. I didn't say anything.
Didn't see that in the complaint that there was any proof that you damaged the clutch of the car. So let's move on to the bail money. Let me hear the bail money. When?
On February 19th, he was arrested.
What year?
Of 2004, he was arrested at the Glendale Galleria.
Okay.
And he asked me to bail him out.
When?
On the night of February 19th of 2004.
Let me hear how that came about. Look at me.
I had the bail bondsman go in there and talk to him.
No. Listen to me. He's arrested 2/19/04. He's taken to jail. Did you go with him to jail?
No.
You went home?
No.
Where did you go?
To the Glendale Police Station.
And where did he go?
To the Glendale Police Station.
So you went with him to the police station?
Yes.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, madam. He's arrested in the mall. You didn't both get in the police car?
No.
From the mall, where did you go?
I went over to the police station.
Okay. And that's where they were holding him? What happened next?
I sent the bail's bondsman in there to ask him if he wanted to be bailed out.
So that you did not speak to him, but you found a bail bondsman. Where did you find a bail bondsman?
Through the Yellow Pages.
So you went to the jail, and you must have spoken to somebody at the jail, police officer, sergeant, the desk sergeant. You spoke to somebody, no?
No.
You just went in there, and where did you get the Yellow Pages from?
I think it was on the counter.
At the police station. Opened up the Yellow Pages, found the number of a bail bondsman, called a bail bondsman, and told the bail bondsman to go inside and speak to him.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then what did you do?
And then the bail's bondsman talked to me, called me on the phone. And
where were you?
I was in the car.
What car?
My vehicle. I was waiting outside the police department.
Okay, and then you had a conversation with the bail bondsman?
Yes.
And then what did you do?
I called my credit card company.
And what did you advise your credit company to do?
To take the money out to bail him out.
How much?
$687 was the first amount.
You did that. And then where did you go?
I stayed and waited in the car.
Did you see Mr. Eccles that day?
Did I see him that day?
Yeah. After you got to the police station, after you had them pay out $687 through your credit card, did you see the defendant?
Yes, he was released, and I drove him home.
Okay. Now, did you pay any other money to the bail bondsman?
Yes.
When?
I think it was that night, because he wanted me to insure.
So you paid an additional sum to the bail bondsman later that evening after Mr. Eccles was released?
Yes, because Mr. Eccles promised he would pay it back.
Just a minute. How much did you pay after Mr. Eccles was released?
$1,913.
Okay. And you called in that evening, later, and you paid that by your credit card again?
Yes, Your Honor.
And where were you when you called your credit card company at that point?
I was at home.
And where was Mr. Eccles?
At home.
Now, what conversation did you have with Mr. Eccles with regard to this bail money?
Basically,
Not basically. What conversation did you have? You said to him, and he said to you. He comes out of jail. You've posted $687 with your credit card. He gets out of jail and says, "Hi, honey." What does he say?
He said he was not aware that he had 2 warrants out for his arrest, and that if they would have sent any kind of notification, it would have come to his old address where he lived, and that he intended to pay me back.
Okay, good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She then proceeded to chase me around the house with the knives. As she got closer, she was able to cut me.
What happened with the knives?
He ran up behind me and grabbed my wrist, and he got cut.
Oh my gosh.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kim Shipley says her ex-boyfriend, Christopher Eccles, owes for bail and car damages. Christopher says Kim attacked him with a butcher's knife.
It's your turn.
Okay.
Got arrested for 2 outstanding warrants. What were the warrants for?
One was for battery and one was a traffic citation.
Battery against whom?
Domestic violence against her.
Why didn't you respond?
That's just negligence on my part, not responding.
Okay. And the other violation?
Was a traffic citation that I received.
That you also just...
No, that one came up warrant with the other one, with the other domestic violence, and they just added it on.
Well, because you didn't go to court when you were supposed to.
Exactly. I'm not denying that. But the point of what I'm making here is that I never asked her to bail me out. As a matter of fact, I couldn't have asked her to bail me out because in Glendale, you cannot make a long-distance phone call.
No, listen to me. She's very smart. She doesn't say that you asked her to bail you out. The first time she posted $687 towards the bail. She says that she had not had a conversation with you, but you were released at that point. Subsequently, she gave them $1,913, and at that point, she says, you agreed to pay her back.
Right, and I did not. As a matter of fact, as I was saying, I wasn't allowed to call from the police station because it won't make a long-distance call. But there was an incident, because I'm an RN, there was an incident that happened in the cell with someone who had a low blood sugar. I helped them out with the situation, and they allowed me to use their phone to call my work and tell them I wouldn't be there the next day, and to call her cell phone. On her cell phone, I told her, do not bail me out because I will just wait till Monday because I know how much the bail is going to be.
How much was the bail going to be?
It was going to be $60,000, and 10% of that would be $6,000 that we would just be throwing away. So that at that point, I knew I didn't want to be bailed out. It's Friday.
How did you know all that?
Because I knew what the warrants were for. Remember, I knew that I had warrants, and I knew when they picked me up what the warrants were for. So I knew how much they were for, okay? She was so distraught, and my daughter was in the car with her at the time. She had to get me out at that time.
I mean, your daughter was in the mall with you when you were arrested?
Yes, okay.
How much did you put up for bail?
I put up $2,400. She put up $26, and I put up $24.
When did you put up the $24?
I had a credit card also.
When, Mr. Eccles, did you put up the $24? What day?
That same day.
Friday.
Same day. Yes.
So, Mr. Eccles, let me tell you, sir, why I don't buy your story.
Okay.
Because you have just told me that you told her, do not bail me out.
Right.
I want to wait until Monday. And then, on Friday, you put up $2,400. They took it out of your credit card.
Right.
Now, if you wanted to wait until Monday, sir, and you didn't want to be bailed out because you didn't want to waste the money,
right?
How come you put up $2,400?
Because it was half as much. Plus, it was not even half as much. It was less than half as much because it was originally $6,000, and he cut $1,000 off because she was distraught. So it came out to a total of $5,000.
What I'm asking you, sir, is if what you said was you didn't want to get bailed out, how come you spent $2,400 on Friday? So you wouldn't spend the weekend in jail? How come?
Because I was willing to pay.
Because you were getting a bargain. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me? Because you were getting a bargain?
Right.
Right.
But
pay her the money. Pay her. Put your hand down.
I'm sorry.
Did you just lose?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You were arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Mutual combat.
You were arrested for assault with a deadly weapon, not mutual combat. That's what you were arrested for, Ms. Shipley.
Okay.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kim Shipley claims her ex, Christopher Eccles, owes for bail and damage to her car.
So you decided, well, I wasn't going to pay anything, but if all I have to pay is $2,400, and if that idiot wants to pay $26, I might as well get out? Why don't you save your $2,400? You have a lot of money?
I do, Your Honor.
You do? Good. Pay it, $2,600. Now let's get to your counterclaim. You have a counterclaim because you say that Miss Shipley assaulted you with a knife. She got very angry. She assaulted you with a knife. When did she assault you with a knife? What date?
On 2/29/04. Here's the police report.
Just a second. Just a second. Tell me what happened.
We were arguing specifically about me not giving her keys because I was having her leave the house. It was my house. And also because I wouldn't agree to sign a paper to pay the bail. Okay? So she got very angry with me. We were standing in the kitchen, and previously we had the police had come out also because we had been in an argument.
Who called them?
She did. Okay.
So she called the police first on that day, 2/29.
Yes, she did.
Right now, at this point, you're sorry you bailed him out.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Essentially because she wouldn't have anywhere to live. But anyway, she called the police because she was trying to get me in trouble. She smashed a bottle of wine on the table. She said that she was going to say I smashed a bottle of wine and that I was assaulting her. I convinced her, look, you're the one that has the wine stains on you. I don't have wine on me. That's not going to work. She became very angry, picked up 2 knives, which I have pictures of right here. One is 20-inch and one is 12 inches. Mm-hmm. They're butcher knives, and they're very sharp.
Right.
Okay, I have them right here.
I see them. They're big knives.
Okay. She then proceeded to chase me around the house with the knives, and then as she got closer, she was able to cut me.
Where did she cut you, sir?
On my right tricep.
Did you receive any medical treatment?
On the scene from paramedics.
What kind of treatment?
They put a island dressing on it, and they told me that I should go to the emergency room and have it stitched up.
Did you have it stitched up?
I had it stitched up by a friend of mine who works in the OR. She came over and stitched it up for me.
Okay. How many stitches did it take?
3.
Okay. Let me read.
On page 3, line 18, that's when they were questioning her. She walked away from the detectives, and then they had to detain her by handcuffing her because she wouldn't cooperate.
Shh. Okay. You were arrested. Is that correct?
And released. I was only detained.
You were arrested. Is that correct?
Yes.
For assault with a deadly weapon. Is that correct? Yes.
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 Mutual combat.
Okay. You were arrested for assault with a deadly weapon, not mutual combat. That's what you were arrested for, Ms. Shipley.
Okay.
That's what I just read. That's the police report.
I never saw that report.
Well, that's what the police report said. You were arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. You want to tell me what happened on the 29th with regard to the 2 knives? And then I want you to understand that I have what you told the police immediately following the incident. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. From the police report. Not what he says, what you said to the police. So why don't you tell me what happened with the 2 knives on the 29th?
He had been harassing me all day, and I had called the police out prior to that. I wanted to leave to go to my girlfriend's house.
Well, when the police came out, why didn't you leave with them?
Because the police told me that I had just as much of right to be there as he did.
Well, that doesn't answer my question, Ms. Shipley. You just told me that you wanted to leave to go to your girlfriend's house, and if you called the police and the police came out, why didn't you say, I want to leave to go to my girlfriend's house, which is what you said you wanted to do?
Oh, my girlfriend.
Why don't you just leave?
Oh, my girlfriend wasn't home yet.
No. No. Doesn't make sense. If you're afraid of him and you want to leave, and you call the police, and the police come out, you say, I just want to get out of here because I'm afraid of him, then you leave with the police. So let's get it together. What happened with the knives?
Okay. I was in the kitchen. I had made dinner. I was washing the knife that I had cut the chicken up with. I was doing the dishes, and he ran up behind me and grabbed my wrist that I had the knife with, and we were, fighting with this knife, and he got cut.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh.
Behave yourself.
Okay.
I don't buy it. Miss Shipley, you got angry and you cut him with a knife. And I don't buy what happened as he came up from behind you and over a little scuffle after you were cleaning the kitchen from dinner that he just happened to get cut. You had had a fight. I assume that you were having some kind of an altercation with regard to this bail money. You had already posted bail for him in the amount of $2,600, and you wanted him to give you back the money, and he says, I'm not giving you back the money. Is that what you were arguing about?
Basically.
Okay. So you had a right to be angry when he said, I'm not giving you back the money, if that's what he said to you, right?
Well, it went a little deeper than that, but...
May have, and I'm sure it probably did. I'm sure you have a long and violent history with each other, but that's your history with each other. If he was violent with you in 2002, what you're doing with him in 2004 is absolutely beyond me. You understand? Okay.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Good, but you have no right to cut him.
I didn't cut him.
You did cut him. You told the police officer you cut him. The police officer saw the knife mark. He was treated at the scene. You can't do that. As angry as you get, you can't do that. And you had an opportunity to leave because, according to you, things got so out of hand that you called the police once on the 29th. They came out to the house. That was a perfect opportunity. Put your hand down for you to leave. Then you say to me, well, the police told me I didn't have to leave because I had just as much right to be there as he did. It's not an answer. If you're afraid, then you leave. And you don't say, my girlfriend wasn't home. You go to her door and you wait for her to come home. Right? Anyway, I do believe that the $2,600 was something that he promised to repay, and I do believe that you did, in fact, cut him. And that cut's going to cost you $1,000. So I am taking that $1,000 off of your $2,600 that I believe he owes you for bail, and I'm entering a judgment in your favor in the amount of $1,600. Judgment for the plaintiff. Your counterclaim is resolved. That's all.
Parties versus Guillet. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Not you. Ms. Gatto, this is your son?
This is my nephew. I'm legal guardian to him. I'm raising him, Your Honor.
And according to your complaint, this young man broke his tooth, and you want his family to pay for the dental work that's going to take to fix that tooth.
That's correct,
right?
Your Honor.
All right, so I want all the parents and guardians to have a seat because you weren't there when it happened, right?
Right.
And you don't know what happened. Only these two guys know what happened. So you're going to tell me all about it, right?
Right.
Tell me your name.
Anthony DiGirolamo.
And yours?
Pierre.
How old are you, Anthony?
12.
Pierre?
12.
How long have you known each other?
Since 4th grade.
Do you like each other?
Yes. Yes.
Did you ever have any problems with each other?
No. Yes.
What kind of problems did you have with Anthony?
He's calling me very rude names.
When did he start calling you names?
In the 4th grade when he came to the school.
But I thought you just told me you liked each other.
Well, yeah, I've been inviting him to stuff like birthday parties, movies, stuff like that.
Does he come?
Yeah.
Does he invite you?
No. He only
Yeah.
Shh.
Yes, I do invite him to stuff. Like, I invited him to my birthday party in the 4th grade, and I invited him to another party, too.
When?
I think it was in the 4th grade, too.
So you're talking about 4 years ago?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about 4 years ago. I'm talking about yesterday.
Okay.
So, since the 4th grade, you haven't invited him to anything?
Not really.
Has he invited you?
I think only once in 5th grade.
What about in 6th grade?
No.
Last year he came to my birthday party in July.
Is that right?
I believe, yes.
Okay. So even though he called you names you didn't like, you still invited him to your party?
Right.
Now, why don't you tell me, Anthony, what happened on March the 2nd?
Okay. I was inside of a pizza shop, and Pierre and Christopher followed me inside. And when I ordered my food, I sat down, and Pierre poured cheese all over my head.
Where did you get the cheese from, Pierre?
It was in the pizzeria. It was Parmesan cheese.
You mean from one of those little glass containers? Yeah. And you shook the cheese out on his head?
No, I just put it on his ear.
Put it on his ear. Why did you do that?
Because right before outside the pizzeria, he was calling me a lot of names.
Were you doing that, Anthony?
I called him one time, and the reason why I called him the names was a few days before that. When I went inside the pizzeria, he would always, when I got up, he would always sit next to my book bag and not let me sit down. And sometimes him and Chris would take my book bag and run around the block with it so I couldn't get it.
So they had teased you a couple of days before?
Yes.
Is that right, Pierre?
No, he teases me.
Okay. So you put a little cheese on his ear. And then what did you do, Anthony?
Then I ran out after him and I kicked him.
Where were you both when you kicked him? Inside the pizza store or outside?
Outside.
And where did you kick him? On his leg?
On his butt.
You can't do that to somebody. That's an assault. You could have hurt him, right?
Right.
And then what did you do after you kicked him?
Then I went back into the pizzeria to get my food, right? And then I told him to go back to the sewer.
Well, just a second. You mean he followed you back into the pizzeria?
Right.
And what happened next?
And then I was standing at the counter, and he came up to me, and then he slammed my head onto the counter.
And that's when your tooth broke?
Right.
Now I'm going to hear your side of the story.
He didn't kick me in the behind, Your Honor. He kicked me in the leg, not just once, but like 5 to 6 times in the leg.
What did you say to him when he kicked you?
I didn't say anything. I didn't run out anyway.
You just walked out?
Right, and then...
So you didn't get any food?
Right.
So you went in there, and your purpose for going in there was to put cheese on his head. You know that was the wrong thing to do.
Yes.
Okay. Now, tell me about when you hit his head into the counter.
Before that, when he said go back to the sewer, he gave me the finger, then said go back to the sewer. Then I walked up to him and I pushed him like that.
And that's when he hurt his mouth?
Right, and then I ran out.
Why did you run out?
Because I didn't want him to attack me again.
Go ahead.
Okay. He didn't just go like that to me. He actually went like that, not like soft. He hit my head onto the...
How hard did you kick him in the butt?
Not really hard, because I was running and trying to do it.
You think that was the right thing to do?
No.
Your guardian think that was the right thing to do?
No, Your Honor, I didn't. But he was bothering him days before that, Your Honor.
I'm not saying that Pierre did the right thing. Pierre did the wrong thing. So did Anthony.
Absolutely.
Now, Anthony, had you ever broken this tooth before?
Yes, it was chipped.
And when this incident happened with Pierre, it was chipped again.
It was broken this time, and it hurts now, like my tooth is sensitive to hot and cold.
But you still have the tooth?
I have part of it. And this is like a temporary thing.
Temporary cap?
Yes.
Now, do you think, Anthony, that you are partially responsible for what happened that day?
Partially, a little bit.
Do you think he's partially responsible for what happened that day?
Well, Your Honor, in a way I do, but in a way I don't, because he's been bullied. I mean, he's been bullied by the kid.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
Mr. Hoyt can taxi out of his driveway and taxi directly onto the runway.
Why do you think he would choose not to do that?
Because he likes to show off.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 12-year-old Anthony DiGirolamo says his classmate, 12-year-old Pierre Guillet, poured cheese on his head and pushed his face onto a counter, knocking out his tooth. Pierre says Anthony kicked him first.
Now, the objective data is that Pierre has invited your nephew to his home, to parties, as recently as... Listen to me. No. According to your nephew, it's been 4 years since he invited him to a party. That's according to your nephew.
Okay, that was
It's been 4 years. But last summer, he was invited to his birthday party. And there's no question that between the two of them, each one of them believes that the other one isn't behaving right. So all I'm saying to you is, both of these young men behaved badly.
You're right.
He had no right to go in there and put Parmesan cheese on his head or ear. Right? He had no right to kick him in the butt. So, how much did it cost you at the dentist to fix your tooth?
It's not totally fixed yet, Your Honor. They have to wait for the nerve to come down and get a little longer.
Okay. It's probably going to cost you at least the $1,500 that you're suing for to have a permanent cap put on his tooth, and I think that he's partially responsible.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, your actions that day are going to cost your guardian, your aunt, $750. That's all you're getting from them, $750. You got to learn to keep your hands to yourself. We understand each other?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
When I looked at Anthony, his mouth was out the hair and he was covered with blood and he had no tooth there.
He makes fun of everyone in the school.
He started to bully me around, and I got mad at him.
I couldn't take it anymore.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hoyt versus Champ. Step forward, please.
Lumber salesman Robert Hoyt is suing his neighbor, Juanita Champ, for damage to his airplane. Robert says Juanita left a trash can in the taxiway.
Mr. Hoyt, I am so pleased that you brought that diagram. You don't happen to have a picture, do you?
I do.
I'd really like to take a look at the picture while I'm sort of recapping what I think happened in this case, or at least what you allege. You and the defendants live in a community where a whole bunch of people have airplanes, and instead of garages, there are hangars.
In addition to garages, there are hangars.
I wasn't looking to shortchange you, Miss Champ. I said there were big hangars for planes, but I'm sure you also have a car.
We do.
And it is your claim that you were taxiing your plane in an area where you are allowed to taxi your plane. It also serves as a street. And that the defendant placed her garbage can outside on your street/runway. As a result of that, you clipped the wing of your plane, causing damage, right?
Correct.
And Miss Champ's defense is you weren't looking where you were going.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, show me what happened.
On May 21st, while taxiing out of my driveway to the neighborhood road, which acts as the taxiway, I S-turned all the way down.
S-turn. What's an S-turn?
It's going back in the shape of an S, back and forth. I have a tail dragger.
Why do you do that?
I have a tail dragger biplane where you cannot see over the nose of the biplane. So in order to taxi correctly, you have to do S-turns on the taxiway. And as you turn to your left, you look right. As you turn to your right, you look left.
Why did you get a plane where you can't see over the nose?
It's an aerobatic biplanes. To reduce drag, you don't have a nose wheel, so they give you a tail wheel. And also, if you're taking off, grass runways, it gives you more prop clearance. So this is.
Sorry, I asked you. Okay, so you're zigging and zagging in order to get to the runway.
Correct.
Go.
And 3/4 of the way down, Miss Champ lives, and upon taxiing, and hit her garbage can.
She's not allowed to have a garbage can on her property?
She is allowed to have a garbage can on her property, but the easement for the safe passage on the taxiway, 25 feet off center, is to have no obstructions. And an additional 10 feet beyond, there's to be nothing exceeding 2 feet in height. This garbage can is 3 feet and 2 inches, and she chose to put it alongside the taxiway. I have a videotape that also will show this, and I have the CC&Rs, which will state this.
Take the videotape, Bert, for me.
Sure.
Put it in. And let me take a look at that
And there's the
regulation.
And also, Your Honor, from our Neighborhood Safety Committee, which will show that CC&R. You can see the can, which is circled with the red dot.
That looks like the can's out in the middle of the street.
Yeah, that's
Can
not on the
is
grass, sir.
never in the middle of the street.
Shh.
Oh, sorry.
Was your garbage can outside?
Yes, it was.
Was your garbage can 10 feet in from your property line?
Probably not.
Why?
Well, every Wednesday the garbage cans are out there. Mr. Hoyt's also has been out there all that same time.
Mr. Hoyt, do you place your garbage cans out for collection every Wednesday?
Nope. Garbage is on Thursday, and mine go out Thursday morning.
You have different people picking up garbage in your area?
We place ours out in the evening because we don't want to get up before 7 a.m. But ours was out early that day.
Was this a Wednesday or a Thursday?
This was a Wednesday morning.
It was Wednesday because we were going on vacation and we put our garbage can out a few hours before we would normally put them out.
Okay. Now, when you put your trash cans out on Thursday morning, sir, I would assume that you put them out closer than 10 feet just that one day, and everybody is aware of that. Is that right?
That one day, sure?
Yes. I knew I was going to get there. So on Thursday, everybody is aware. Watch out on Thursday morning because the garbage cans are out there. Is that right, Mr. Hoyt?
That's correct.
But this was out Wednesday morning, so you weren't expecting garbage cans to be out Wednesday morning.
No.
I got it. I'll go and get to you in a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
I got a lot to say.
Well, I'm going to get there.
Okay.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Robert Hoyt says neighbor Juanita Champ owes for damage to his airplane. Robert claims she left a trash can in the taxiway.
Okay. Mr. Hoyt, would anything prevent you, if you wanted to take your plane out for a spin to get into your car, take a ride down the quarter of a mile and see whether there are any obstructions in the road? Would anything prevent you from doing that?
Nothing would prevent me from
Don't
doing
you think that that's a good idea, sir?
In light of what happened, that's a prudent thing to do.
Absolutely, because it could have just as easily been a bunch of kids there as a garbage can. And if you can't see, then it's up to you to be particularly careful, right?
Correct.
Now we're going to get to Miss Champ, who told me she has a whole bunch to say. Go!
Okay, thank you, Judge Judy. One of my premises is that Mr. Hoyt can taxi out of his driveway, go directly across our road, and taxi directly onto the runway.
Why do you think he would choose not to do that?
Because he likes to show off.
Well, explain that to me.
He had a passenger on board his airplane. He was trying to show off the neighborhood.
Is there a passenger on board your plane?
Doyce Bishop was my passenger at the time.
Okay. So Mr. Hoyt knows that you can't see over the front of his plane. It would seem to me that if you don't have at all times a clear view of what's in front of you, then you have to make darn sure that the area is clear. So you have partial responsibility and at least are contributorily negligent yourself in maneuvering your plane in such a way that you cause damage to it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's all your fault, but I'm saying it's at least half your fault, and I haven't let Miss Champ finish, because she's got a lot more to tell me. Okay, so you think he was showing off, but you weren't there?
I was not there, but I have witnesses who were there.
Okay, I'll hear the witnesses. Tell me your name.
William Peterson.
Mr. Peterson, were you present on May 21st, 2003?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
My wife and I were out in the yard. Bob come taxiing by, and he was doing his weaving. And he looked over at us and waved. And I'm sure that distracted his attention.
You remember that, sir?
Waved to not go move his truck. That's what he was signaling. He goes to get in his truck, and I'm like, no. And you can see his truck parked there. I diligently avoided his truck. Her garbage can, from visibility of the cockpit, was sitting behind the truck. And as I did my S-turn, so my wing avoided his truck. I did not leave the taxiway. I taxied to the right. When I did my next S-turn, I'm now pointed directly at a garbage can that should not be there. As you can see, nobody else's is.
So what you were trying to do, sir, is to avoid his truck.
Absolutely.
Now, if his truck had not been there,
I would have seen the can.
Could you have seen it if you got in your car before you got in your plane and drove that quarter mile up the road to see if there were any obstructions?
I had picked up Doyce and his son and another friend at the airport. When we came back that morning, we probably came back before Juanita put it out.
Well, what time was that?
I don't remember the exact time when you came in the morning, but...
10 o'clock.
How long did it take you to get back to Mr. Hoyt's house?
It was probably about 11 o'clock when we were taxiing, so...
Okay, who put your garbage cans out?
Actually, my husband did.
What time?
Boy, that's been a year ago. My guess would be 10:30 maybe.
How long of a drive is it from where he picked you up to where he brought you back to his house?
It must have been 45 minutes, I'm guessing.
So it was a pretty close thing as to whether the garbage can got out there before or after you got into your car. I don't know. Now, after he hit the garbage can, did he stop his plane?
Yes.
Got out and looked at it?
No, he did not. I come running over there, and all the garbage is blowing all over the place. And he says, would you look under my wing and see if you see any damage? Well, it's a fabric airplane with ribs, so it, you got the dips. I looked under it, and I could not see any damage. And so I says, I do not see any. And so then he
took off. Did you go flying that day?
Yep.
Yes, I did.
How long did you fly that day?
Probably about 35 minutes, 40 minutes total.
Let me ask you this question, Mr. Hoyt. Because you flew that day, did it exacerbate any damage that was done by the garbage can?
No.
Well, if your wing was so damaged and your plane is fabric plane, right?
Correct.
And you're telling me that you don't think that a fabric plane's wing could be further damaged by flying it for an additional 35 minutes after an injury?
No, they could.
Well, Ms. Champ, I think you're absolutely adorable, but I think that you have some responsibility with regard to this accident because you did put your trash can out on a day when he was not anticipating that it was going to be out there. You acknowledge yourself that it wasn't beyond 10 feet of the property line, which was the agreement of all residents. That doesn't excuse Mr. Hoyt from doing everything that he should have done. He should have inspected that area, and in addition to that, he drove the plane after this incident, which could have further exacerbated whatever injury was done to the plane's wing on the 21st of May. So I think that you bear the greatest responsibility, Mr. Hoyt. I'm giving you $1,000 towards your bill, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. Thank you very much.